And we are live, and we have Just Jeff is here, Vanessa Kitty is here, and Clint Eastwood is here. Anyway, let's talk 44 Magnum, because that's what Andy's into right now. And last week we were talking about good powders for it, and I forgot to mention Heavy Pistol, Shooter's World Heavy Pistol, and number 9. Great.
Yeah, well, there's no, I forget. I was doing the research. I should write things down because my memory ain't the same. But I have a different Shooter's World. I can't think. I'd have to go downstairs and look. I can't even remember the name of it. I didn't load the Shooter's World that I have. I can, but it's not really a. I'm not going to waste it on that. It's 44 mags a little much for it.
Jake One is here. Hey, Jake.
Yeah, I want to wait for some people to come in because I don't want to, I'd like certain people to catch about the zinc issue I was having.
Jeff says accurate number 5 for the win. You know, me and accurate number 5 didn't get along too good as far as flames coming out the suppressor with unburnt powder. However, I did load it in 44 special. Yeah. Oh, and maybe even 44 Russian. Yeah. So, yeah, I got a big old jug of that I got to get rid of. And 44 is a good way to get rid of it. Oh, it worked. No, it works in 5.7 also. So now I don't want to get rid of it. Yeah.
Well, I guess I can lead off with 44 special brass out of a 44 Magnum. Now, I'm not shooting a pistol, it's a rifle, but there's still going to be carbon buildup if I keep shooting it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just something to deal with, but it's easier to deal with that gun because the barrel comes off. I mean, it makes it real easy.
Well,
okay?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's single shot, so it's going to be easy to.
I mean, seriously, I got stuff I can just, when I come home from shooting, I can just put it in there for 10 minutes and wipe it out and it's gone. So I'm not worried about it.
There's also some really good carbon cleaners out there now for
bullets.
Yeah,
that's what I have. I'm used. And Kenny had this spray stuff that he talked about. I bought it. Was expensive. It's a penetrating oil, but it eats carbon. So.
Well, you're not talking about the foam one, okay?
No, I don't know what it is. I think it foams. Yeah, it has a certain amount of foam, but I forget what it was, a Freol, something like that. I forget what he called. I bought a can. It was expensive for the can, but I'll tell you what, it worked.
Okay, Tactical FUD is here. All right.
Okay.
Try the 44 special 50 gram neck down to 44. No, I have brass for 44 special, 44, and 44.
Well, I have Pearl Oil too, but no, it's not that. It's just a spray can. Kenny talked about it once a year ago or so. I don't know when I went out and bought it. But anyway, so my issue with 40, if I shoot 44 special, and we won't get into why I have 44 special brass. I have 300 plus pieces, once fired, and I got a size and all that, do all the work. But if I sight in for 44 Magnum, then the sight's going to be way off of 44 special.
Yeah, but your groups, you're just looking at your groups. Just aim at one spot and,
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if it's like a 2-inch drop, it's easy. You just click the thing and be done with it, If it's going to shift it left or right, then it's more of a pain in the ass. But I don't care if I'm dead center, but to the right or the left, and they're centered with a good group, I don't care. I don't want to sight the scope every time I go to the range. And I don't even know if I'm going to keep this scope or buy a new one, so I don't know. I like power in a scope because my eyes want to see certain things. We'll find out. So I got the 44 special brass. that I
Mhm.
ordered 44 Magnum brass and they sent the wrong stuff.
Oh, so they sent you 44 special instead.
Yes. Okay. And on top of it, they're only out of New Jersey. It ships out of New Jersey, which it should be 2 days to me. I don't care how you ship it.
Hmm.
It took it. Oh, it got here today. I ordered it last Saturday. It got here today. You watch in the mail. It go from New Jersey to New York, back to New Jersey, back to a different location in New York. What the hell are they doing? Okay.
A rickshaw would have made it there faster.
Yeah, you could have walked here faster. But yeah, okay. So I called them up on the phone and I told them, and they said, "Let me pull up your order." Go, you're right. You ordered 44 magnums. When you sent me 44 special, I showed up the bags that they sent them. Showed it small 44 special by you guys. Oh, we're sorry, man. We'll send you out the others. Don't worry about sending them back. So now I
Yeah.
have. So yeah, but my point is before I start playing with the 44 brass, because they tumble it, but you still got to decap it and everything, but it's clean, so at least you can size and deprime it with clean brass, so you don't scratch your die. So okay, that's a good deal. All right, so I'm trying. Well, I'm gonna offer it out later because there's only 6 people watching. But basically, anybody that really uses 44 special brass and has 44 Magnum brass laying around, they want to part with a fair trade, even a fair trade. I'll send you the 300. You send me 200. You know, that kind of thing. I'm willing to trade for that. Uh, so that's the best I can offer, and on that. So that's now I got to wait another week for more 44 Magnum brass, and I only have about 40 pieces left, which I will probably finish loading those tomorrow. I don't want to touch the 44 special brass and start trimming and everything else because I want them trimmed once, all the same size, and then go from there. So that covers the 44 screw up by the brass company.
Yeah, but they're sending you free 44. So
Yeah, I know, but it's done. So I'm just trying to say the brass 44 special didn't cost me nothing. Okay, just aggravation. So anybody needs 44 special, pass it around to your buddies. I'll send you out whatever, it'll probably have, I don't know, they packed it in an envelope. So I could probably send it in an envelope, it'll be cheaper. And you send me out 200 pieces, whatever.
yeah, but you should do both because when you want lighter loads, just use 44 special for more volume.
But I'm gonna have light loads because I'm using zinc to start with, and I'm working a lot. If that Winchester powder works, which is green dot, which there are plenty of loads out there for green dot, if that works, then I'm talking 6 or 7 grains of powder, and I'm done. with a hundred. And the lead bullet weighs 247 grains powder coated. Okay, the zinc bullet is coming out at 151 grains.
Okay.
So I was saying 147. So the calculations are close, but 151. And so now it's just a matter of it would be probably with the end of the month, if I'm lucky, if I get a warm Sunday to go, if not next month before I get to shoot. But I'm trying to have everything ready. I've been right, so that covers that. I don't have a different size 44 Magnum bullet. That's the one I chose because of wanting the zinc, and I want the zinc too light. So I've now loaded the zinc up with my Winchester WSH, which is green dot per se. I've got Bullseye, got H110, I have Unique, and I can't think if that's it. I think that's what I loaded. And they're all test rounds, 5 of each, a few different powder charges. Try them, look for the best group, and go from there. So you're only going to sit down tomorrow. What do I have to load? I was thinking of starting to load to try some 44 specials. But I really won't get to load them tomorrow because I'll be trimming the brass. I got to find what the size of these grass doesn't come up with a minute, what I'm going to size it to. So that covers the brand and the bullet.
Okay, we have Kip is here and Michael is here. Hey guys. Now let's cover the lead die with the carbon ring. I knocked mine out of there. I don't need them for 44. It's the only one I do it to, I think. Where you
Now,
take by green. Yeah.
you just take out the stem and you pop it out. Right? From the top.
It's super easy. Put the nut on there, your locking
Yeah.
ring. Open up a vise where the locking ring just sits there. You can have a padded vise so it doesn't knock around.
I have all of that, yeah.
Go in there and boom, tap one corner. Mine came out.
Yeah, I took one out of another die. It was pretty simple, but
yeah.
I'll see. Okay. So
yeah, you just don't want to scratch the inside. You just want to hit the ring and bam, it'll come out. And if you're careful with it, you could put it back if you had.
Yeah, I did that with the other one. I just tapped it. I got a good sized punch to go down and on an angle that I could, and I just went tink tink and it popped right out.
Yeah.
So, because what the problem is when I'm having problems is I should have wrote them down, but I just put the breath aside so I know when I look through head stamps. 2 or 3 different head stamps, the brass is thicker, and I have trouble pushing it up and pulling it back out. Otherwise, it just slides in. There's like almost no resistance with put it in there. So it's only a couple of different head stamps, and I don't know if it's every year or whatever, but whatever.
Well, with me, as I size 44, 3 different sizes. So the bigger ones, I don't want them ironing them back down. You know what I mean? The ones for the Marlin, like 432. Revolvers like the 431 diameter. The other ones get the 430s.
My zinc is being sized at 429.
Yeah, well, that's zinc, so it's like copper.
Well, I plan to really shoot the zinc. I don't want to really be shooting lead and having to deal with the powder coating and have to work up a hardness on what's in my pot and all that crap. So, I don't mind casting in lead. It's just that I'm doing the zinc, and I want to stay with it at this point. I'm having very good success with it.
You could buy a 2-cavity Lee 310 mold just to get some weight. However, I don't know what your chamber's like, and you're going to have to crimp it at the very top crimp groove to make it shorter. Lever actions won't do them long. Only the revolvers do. But you could play around with that, find a cheapo 2-cavity, and then you got a 310 grain in zinc. What is that going to be, like 230? I don't know.
No. 60%. So 300 would be about 170.
Okay. There's my math for you.
It's 60%. So 50% is 150. So
okay. Yeah, but if you needed more weight, the Big Daddy Lee 310, baby.
Yeah, but I can't cast zinc in those molds. I'll kill them.
Oh, that's right. Son of a bitch. I didn't think of that.
Now the new mold that I got, okay, I'm very bad, I'm sorry. 429, 421 Lyman.
Yeah.
I got the mold from the guy. It was brand new. Okay, so that was a big plus. So I washed it. I washed it quick with soap, brake cleaned it, washed it again with soap. He treated it 3 times while I was playing with my zinc pot, trying to figure out what was wrong, because I had wired it over and we still having the same problem. And you feel down where the coil is, it's hot as hell. And why isn't my zinc melting? It got soft enough so I could start scooping it out of the pot. So I get down to a certain point and all the zinc is liquid. All right, maybe the bottom 1.5 inches. And there's no pressure because the other stuff is like just stuck in the pot. It's not weighing down on the bottom so it wouldn't cast. So I scooped all of that out, and then I let it heat up as much as for a while, and then I dumped out what was in there. So now I have a clean pot. So I threw some new zinc in it, and it melted right down, and the pot's working like normal. And I said, okay, why did this happen? Now, to explain it, when you're casting with lead and you get zinc in it, you get mush. You get mush because the zinc is not hot enough to be liquid.
You get oatmeal.
Right. So if you raise the temperature of the pot with the lead's in it to 800 degrees, it will melt and blend with the lead. That's what Willie was doing. He was saying he was melting zinc in his lead. That's how he was doing it. So after that was said and done, I see the pot working. I come upstairs on the old computer and I say, "What the hell is zinc wheel weights made out of?" I'm thinking zinc. Who knows what else? Zinc wheel weights are primarily made from zinc alloys, typically consisting of 80% to 96% zinc mixed with aluminum and copper and magnesium. So now I'm running at 875 degrees. Guess what? That stuff is getting slushy. Oatmeal. Oatmeal with zinc. Okay? So my problem was I keep for 2 years I just keep stuffing more zinc in the pot and keep casting. And it finally built up enough that it gave me a problem. So it was like, okay. So now I know.
Interesting.
So now I know. Well, I dropped the temperature. This mold is casting really good. I didn't have to put it up as high. I got it down to 825 degrees instead of 875, 880. Mm-hmm. This mold is casting beautiful lead and beautiful zinc.
Yeah.
It's working great. So that was the result of what I think the zinc problem was. It was doing exactly what zinc does in lead because it doesn't get hot enough to melt. Okay. So I lucked out. The pot's working like a champ. There's nothing else to say. The casting's working fine. So I think that was a big deal and interesting that I myself didn't know about it because I never checked it that way. And then I looked it up and it said, what's it made out of? I know it's not just zinc, but I didn't realize what it was. And what is it like? I'm not sure the temperature is 1200 degrees or something for some of those to start to melt. So being only, it's 300 degrees less, but it's enough to become oatmeal. So that was a big relief. But if those take-home pots are that cheap, $75, and he looks like they're not beat up and stuff, then I have definitely be interested to pick one up at least. That's for sure.
Yeah, he said he might go up there again. When I saw those in the video, they're side by side, and I went, Andy, there's two Seiko pots sitting right there. With
there's a guy on Facebook, eBay. He's got one. He says, I know it heats up. He says, I tested it. I actually melted some. There was a little lead in it, and it melted and came out. He says, but I'm not going to stand behind it as a working product because I don't know. So he's offering it up for $75. So I'll see what happens. I don't know yet. And then there's another guy wanted $225. So I put him on my watch list, and he comes back. I'll give it to you for $140. I go back on eBay looking at it. He's got it marked for $1.25. And you want to offer me $140? You lower the price of trying to get more out of me? So I sent him an email. I said, since you want to play with price, I'll give you $75 for it. And his looked like it was new. Oh, I can't do 75. It's will counter off of me. You're the one who playing with the prices. So we'll see if that goes anywhere. But I have 2 lineman pots, and they both heat up, but they need, I got to take them apart and clean them and do my thing. And I would do the same thing even with the Seiko pot, even if it looked no way. I would open it up and check the wire, because those are the biggest problems in those pots. If you're really using it and they're getting hot, those wires, the connections and stuff start getting loose. So we'll see.
He says here, he say, did you get your M30 Star yet? And there's going to be a funny story coming down the road here. I want to customize one, but then again, I was just holding it. I was like, we'll see about that. All right.
So let's see what else I want to say. Oh, so I got the seating guide, all right, for the 44 mag, and it's tearing the shit out of the lead bullets.
What is?
The seating guide. The
Oh,
stem is tearing the shit out of the lead bullets, man. You got to be kidding me. And it's like
the M style Lee sizer expander.
Whatever. No, not the expander. The seating guide.
Oh, seating die. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I'm
The
like,
thing doesn't care what shape it is, but yeah, I modify.
it's a flat nose. Give me a break. It's the Keith bullet. You know what it is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit the top. It goes in a little bit, but the edge cuts into the lead right away. You got to be kidding me. So now I'm going nuts looking for my tools. I can't find what I was looking for. I don't know where the hell I put it. I know where I would normally keep it, but I couldn't find them. So I must have taken them out, used them, didn't put them back. So what I wound up doing first was trying to grind it down and polish it over a little bit, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. So you know what I used? The old style double-ended brass deburrer, the RCBS one. So using the inside chamfer, I stuck that in my drill, and I just just made the opening, changed the angle, and it covered it. That worked. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for countersinks. I had bought these 4 metal countersinks. I was, where the hell did I put these things now? They're not where I would have put them. So I used that, and that worked. So then I was finally able to see some bullets without screwing up the heads. And but the crimp tie, I got to take that, pop that out.
Well, your flats. Okay, whose flat stem was it? RCBS?
None of that's going to fit in the Lee.
Oh no. Okay, gotcha.
None of that stuff's going to fit in that new Lee thing.
Yeah.
It's a micrometer. I mean, I'll tell you what, I got it set on the zinc bullets. It's like I got it set for 170, and it's getting 1701, 1699. The freaking thing was seating beautiful. Okay? The grips are beautiful. Mm-hmm. Then I get to this one piece of brass. I can't get it to go up in the crimp die. It won't go up. It's like that's why is it so thick? So I took it, measured, and I said, why is this thing so fat? I pulled the bullet out of it, measured it as 429. So why is the brass so fat? And then I said, all right, I took the primer out of it and put that piece of brass aside. And about 15 rounds later, I had the same problem. They were both the same head stamp. I said, "You son of a bitch, it's the brass thickness."
Here. Pat is here. West Covina Dodge is here. How's it going, Pat? How'd you like that lower that got pooped out in the middle of the night? I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, you're not talking about Trump yet.
3D printed one. but they don't last too long. You 3D printed, a cedar die? Cedar stem? Let me plug in. Jag, confirm. What did you do? Let's see.
He printed one, but they don't last too long, whatever that is. I missed what he's talking about. The bullet push through stem work, like Alexander said.
Push through stem. Now what's he talking about here? Oh, are you talking sizing? No, can't be. Seating. He said yes, but seating. Just Jeff is here. Well, Just Jeff was here. Always here. All right.
He said the seating stem to make it out. He made something over to go into the.
I had the son print up a couple, and I thought, yeah. How's it going, old one guy? Good to see you. Old one guy in the house. Yeah, I have a couple stems. There's some, I don't know where I put them after, but he printed me up some just to see. I wanted different shapes and profiles, without having to zip and modify. Okay. You're using the stem that pushes through the bullets on a sizer, the old Lee sizers. Yeah. So, yeah, I can see where they could like tweak, they just, shorten them as short as you can. I'm sure you used. Sorry, Andy.
No, I'm trying to figure out why you would want that for your bullet size. I mean, you can use the stem for almost any other bullet sizer that you have will work unless it's bigger than the bullet.
Yeah.
Somebody's shooting outside. Yeah, somebody's shooting.
Oh.
I don't know if you hear that. Maybe it's fireworks? The echo was wrong.
Maybe it's a drive-by. You better duck those New York.
It's going to be fireworks.
You better duck those police shoot everywhere. Everywhere but the bad guy. Kyle is here. Listening while showering. Waterproof. Oh.
Must be a 50-round magazine, so it's got to be fireworks.
There's 2 more months. April, May, June, July. It's 3. 3 more months for fireworks.
They were shooting off last weekend. I was trying to figure out what they were doing.
Chessboard is here. Hey, chessboard.
Oh, we gonna get political tonight?
Not really. I'm not in the mood. Why? What happened?
Oh, you haven't. They're clearing the strait.
Oh yeah. Well, that's bound to happen, but there's a lot going on over there. There's a really nice video of Iranian citizen said, "Hell with it," and he goes out there and pops 2 guys that were doing the stops. The car stops. What do you call it? Checkpoints.
Yeah.
And he just said, in his language, hell with it. He had kind of a hood on, and he goes out with their AK and he double taps each one. Double tap, boom, they fell. There you go. Get your freedom, people. So, and I guess the Kurds kept a bunch of rifles they should have gave to the Iranians. So, bad. The astronauts landed, so that's good. They had a toilet that didn't work, and yeah, well, they landed. So,
Scotchman was in last night's chat, and he was like, it's all fake, And Vanessa Kitty came back with one. She says, if the Earth was flat, the cats would have knocked everything off the edges by now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was good, Vanessa.
Yeah. Yeah, both that and the moon landings are both debunked. Hobbies is here. How's it going, Hobbies? From old Canada. Good to see you, Hobbies.
They're doing some weird stuff in some of the states here with guns, man. Rhode Island's looking to confiscate, what is it, Virginia, whatever, Tennessee.
Rhode Island's following Virginia, but there's backlash already. The DOJ said, no, you can't do that.
You just can't. Your laws don't supersede the Constitution.
Yeah, the DOJ said, no, you can't do that. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
So good for the DOJ. I always Russian cats in zero G. Oh. Oh.
They talk about it. Trump just put money into and created a new agency within the Department of Justice for gun rights. Going after the constitutional rights, they are what they're supposed to be. You cannot infringe them, and that's that. He's setting up a whole office about it and stuff. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, the Super 2A guys are still going to hate him, no matter what he does. They're Super 2A guys. But as far as I know, I look around here, damn, we can do anything we want. So what the hell? You saw us blow up a burn barrel. I mean, come on. Or ventilate a burn barrel. Oh, that was a thick barrel, by the way. The bullets didn't go through because that gauge of, I didn't know 55-gallon drums were different thicknesses. This thing is thick. And I noticed it when you hit it, it looks like those fake bullet stickers people put on their cars.
Right.
It took the paint off and it was big holes like that. And I walk around, I was like, how come it didn't come through like the last barrel? Well, that thing's thicker than snot. So I have to use something more than a 22 that goes blurp. It was fun though. It was quick. Blurp, blurp. It was fun. Let's see. Liberals here are now talking about changing charging. Wow.
Well, the Department of Justice, I don't know where they're coming from. What was the woman in there? Bondi? Was that who it was? She was not doing anything for the 2A and letting that kind of do weird things. But he just announced this a couple of days ago that he's starting up this new office within the Department of Justice that are for gun rights and to fix it. So we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. I'm not worried about it. You're always going to have the states that don't let you do stuff, but Federally, I don't see a problem for a while until elections, whatever. FUD don't like FRTs. Oh, that's funny, Jag. You pay attention, don't you? The 22's pickier with the super safety. You got to get the weights right and everything. But the 9 we have, man, that thing just, it's the real deal. So to me, it's waste ammo. My shelves just I see the piles go down when you use stuff like that. So, and they come out with a 3-shot. So 3-shot makes more sense. Gunswatter is here. Gunswatter's been laying into me on the videos lately. Yeah, what was it? Anyway, it's funny. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that to a Grand or a 1911, really. 1911, you're out in 8 rounds. It's a floof. No, you need the big mags.
Well, now you can get a 2011 for the same price as a regular 1811.
How's it going, bud?
It's going.
Hobbies, I don't know. Federally, it's legal. ATF can't do nothing. I guess I don't know if some states won't allow it. Some probably won't eventually. I don't know. Fuzzy is here. Hey, Fuzz. How's it going, Fuzz? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
So, Jim, that motorcycle behind your head has a shotgun sticking out of it. What is it? Is that an exhaust?
That's from your neck of the woods. That's a, let me close up here. That's Indian Larry's Gas Monkey, one of his early bikes, and that's the shifter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's in New York. He was in New York. He died on that bike. He always stood up and did the thing like this, riding the bike, standing on the seat,
Yep.
And boom, took out Indian Larry. It's got a sketch on the gas tank and everything. It's in Utah. There's, I think, 3 Indian Larry bikes in the museum at Utah. And this video is from Lane driving it. They let him take it out for a ride, Billy Lane, who competed with him in the chopper shoot-off thing, whatever show that was. So Billy Lane got to take it out. So he's driving around in Utah with it. And it's really weird because this suspension on purpose is soft on the front. And it's got some really cool stuff on it. Anyway, but it's super clean. There's like no garbage. That's what I like about Indian Larry. And they're drivable. Oh, okay, Pat. That's okay. It's going to be a super short chat anyway. When Andy goes, I go. Cheese croissants. Those spoiled parrots. Yeah. Anyway, it's super nice bike. Just stripped down to nothing and got a few neat. You'll see on the right on my right there's the oil filter. It's out on the side. Save room. Anyway, I like how he did stuff. He was the best one out there. So, better short chat than no chat. Yeah, well, he say, did you get that 30M pistol? I'm curious. I hope you didn't get a stinker. Yes, UFC is tonight. It's on right now. The prelims, everything. Where is it? Miami, I think.
Yeah, you relate to the show Hobbies. Yeah, well, I'll fill Hobbies in quick. There was nothing wrong with the pot. Okay, I replaced the main power lines that come in. I just cut the ends off and put new ends on. That's it. The pot was hot all the time. The problem was I had mush in my pot. You know how you get oatmeal if you get zinc in your lead? The reason you get that is because you're not getting the pot hot enough to melt the lead, so it turns to slush, and that's what you get. So with this instance, pot's heating up now that I can't, make sure everything was good. It is heating up, and the 3/4 of the pot, the top 3/4 is slush. I dug that out once it softened, and below it was all liquid. So I said, this doesn't make sense, other than the fact that for 2 years I just keep adding zinc. I don't dump the pot. So I went upstairs and got on the computer and discovered what zinc wheel weights are made from. 80 to 90% zinc is mixed with aluminum and copper and magnesium to enhance the strength. So now what you got is 875 degrees is where I'm at with the zinc. 850 to 875. So what's happening is you're not melting the other ingredients, all right? So they're turning to slush. By keeping the pot at a cooler temperature, for some reason they stay mixed. Once they separate, you're not getting enough heat to melt them, but you're making slush. So, new rule to me is at the end of every casting season per se, to dig out the top of the pot until I get down to the real liquid stuff and throw it out in the garbage.
It must be the magnesium that's doing it. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but the zinc doesn't melt to 775 degrees, but it will soften, and that's what happens inside of lead. So that's what happened to me with the zinc. I cleaned it out, and I probably went, because they're big bullets, I probably went through 6 pounds of zinc to cast up what I casted, and no issues whatsoever.
Oh, he say got a good M30. All right. All right. He used a different place. They probably had better ones. Yeah. All right. That's good to know. And Pat is here with his Corvette truck. Ah. And Kyle is back. Can you hear us, Pat?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Yes, I can hear you. I was, one at a time and all that. Andy, it's good to see you.
Same here.
But I got a question for you, Andy. I was watching these gold miners and stuff, and one of them was doing a silver mine down in, I don't know, Arizona or somewhere. Anyway, the galena they get has zinc in it, as well as the gold and silver. So I was wondering, And they're saying that the zinc was immiscible with the lead. You just have to heat it up hot enough that it floats off.
Yeah, but that's the point. But what happens when you heat the lead too hot? You separate the tin and stuff from it. It starts separating. The zinc will float to the top if you get it hot enough. Then you can scoop it off.
Oh, okay.
No, that's definite. But my case is the zinc was hot. Okay, it's just the other metals that separated over 2 years of using the pot without flushing it out caused mush. So that was it. Yeah, well, it's not a problem there, Hobbies. Meanwhile, I do have two other pots, but they're not in like 100% working shape. So it's a couple hours worth of work to clean them up and paint them and make them look nice. But there is 6-shooter Texan mentioned a couple through Uncle Jim. So he's gonna, if he makes a trip back, at Uncle UJ will tell him to pick one up for me. I'll definitely, send him money. I have no problem with that. But I have two in the garage, and they both heat up, so the coils are good. It's just they melt lead anyway. I mean, so they work. So I just really got to take them apart, clean all the rust, replace the wires inside because I'm sure they're all corroded and things. And those pots will be ready to go. But if I can get a Seiko for 75, yeah, I'd buy it.
No problem, he say. I'm glad you got a good one. And we might be getting another one. Anyway. Watch it be all cleaned out and terrible. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you got a good one. How do you like the trigger? Huh? Single action trigger? Reset? How do you like that reset? I don't know what it is with that gun. I mean, that likes the surplus stuff, but that one gives us jollies right now. I don't know why.
So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I guess I don't know if I want to go through all that effort with the 44 special brass. I haven't decided yet.
Yes. You can fill up the case more. I wouldn't worry about the chamber. I do it.
I have to see. I have to sit down and look, and like I said, I got to measure up 10, 15 pieces of brass. Look for the shortest in the group. Trim around and see what that number comes to, and then trim them all up.
No wonder they were yelling at you.
But I don't want to trim them if somebody's going to trade me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
I would keep them.
They
You
know the
might
difference between potatoes and chicken.
fall in love with the 44 special. So
I could, but I don't. Again, I'm shooting a light bullet. All right, so I mean, if you watch Kenny's video, his kid says next to the lead, shooting the lead you knew about it, shooting the zinc is like nothing. Even his kid was saying, and that was hot stuff, 11 grains of unique, coming out 1,750 feet a second. So, I have no reason to shoot anything less if I want hot stuff. But yeah, I got some of that loaded up too. I loaded up 10 of those tests, and
Fuzzy, you'll destroy a aluminum mold. You'll just wobble it all out.
Yeah, Fuzzy can use them. You don't use more than the 2 cavities. So I mean, it's not an expensive thing. But if you don't have the temperature up correctly on your screw plate, when you try to open it up, you're gonna hit that thing with a hammer so hard to break open up the screw plate. So if you don't have that set right by hitting it that hard, that's what ruins the mold. It becomes the bullet, the base of the bullet becomes oblong, egg shaped, whatever you want to call it.
Grant is here. Long time no see, Grant. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Hell yeah, good to see Grant back.
We got 18 watching. I'll just throw it out there quick. Anybody that wants 44 special, one fire brass to trade for some 44 Magnum brass, let me know. I got like 300 pieces to swap out with you guys.
Yeah, I'd give you some, but I don't have. I bought Starline brand new 44 mag
Yeah,
because they shoot hot loads.
I'm
And
not worried about it.
and then I have thrift store brass, which is really ugly looking. Yeah, so it's been used a billion times. But yeah, Starline, it's 44 mag brass isn't cheap, so I forget what I bought. 100.
No, I'm not looking for something like that. If somebody's got range scrap that they can pick up or something, and they just never bother because they don't use it, but they use 44 special or something. They want to trade. If you don't want the brass, I'll trade you tin for it. So, I'll send you 10 pounds of tin. That's $300 worth of tin. So send me out 44 Magnum brass in this place. Either way, I'm easy to go with.
All right, people. So if you got 44 mag brass, get a hold of Andy. Get a hold of me, and I'll get a hold
I'm
of
not looking for a million pieces. I mean, I don't want to say trade brass piece to piece. If you want the 44 special, I got 300 plus whatever they put extra in the bag. Okay, I'll take 200 pieces. That's more than fair enough trade.
I like 44 because the brass lasts forever.
Well, I'm not loading it hot.
I know, but wearing it out is always, sizing and flaring.
Yeah, but I'm
Uh,
not going to be shooting a ton of that because it's a single shot. So it's like,
yeah, but it does last a long time. Well, that's good to hear, Grant.
Yeah, Kyle, no problem. Again, if you don't need 44 special brass, I'll send you 10. Don't matter.
Yeah, most people with 44, they don't dump it on the ground. They're
My
really
range, there's almost nobody in the pistol group that reloads.
that's crazy.
So I catch a day where I got a couple of guys shooting 44s. I easily get 100 rounds. Between 2 or 3 guys that don't shoot a full box.
Yeah, but 44 mag ammo is expensive as hell.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why casting and reloading it's like a fraction of the cost.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, and I'm using powders that cost me next to nothing. So I'm using. I mean, I have to have 6 pounds of H110. I got from that guy when I bought the. I paid $200 for like 25, 20 different powders or something, and I got like 4 or 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds of H110 from him. Plus, I have H110 on my own.
Oh, Kyle, did you go to Dead Zero already, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
they
went
already
there.
did. Okay. They already.
MacMan's gonna put up videos. I think he put one up late just before the show started. They'll be putting them up. Scotsman was there, I think. Yeah, he was there, so he's gonna put some up, and JH586 whenever he gets around to it, and whoever else might have been there, they'll put up a few videos.
Okay, my bet will be on MacMan. Because
Yeah,
the others always say, "Oh, I'm going to do some videos next week. I'm going to do some videos next week, and next week after that, I'm going to do some videos." Hmm. My money's on MacMan. All right. Oh. Hey, how's Chico doing, Kyle?
he
Chico.
was on last night.
Oh, okay, he's doing okay. He replied to a video. I'm like, damn, Chico was replied. Yeah, forget what video it was.
I don't think he's spending a lot of time on YouTube. I think he's at work and his son. I think he's pretty busy.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, my friend's gas repair shop is like he says, "Look, I can't take your call for 3 weeks. I'm not busy."
All right, he's doing awesome. Nice.
Oh, he did. He got a 44, Kyle. That's cool. I didn't. I wasn't really paying attention when he was on.
I thought he had. I thought he had a Henry. Kyle, what kind did he have? I thought he had a Henry about years ago. Maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
I thought he got. I know he got a 357.
Okay, maybe that,
44.
maybe that was it.
It's doubled. You should have. If you should have looked 2 years ago, it was 4 times as much.
Yeah.
I'm buying now. I just bought. What did I pay? $39 for CCI is what I paid for the white box CCI. $39.99 for 1,000. Powder hasn't come down much.
Rosie Cranky has a Winchester, I believe. Yeah. Well, powder is okay. Grant, since you haven't been around for a while, powder was pretty dried up for a while there. Primers, and now powder's all over the place. Primers all over the place, and the primers are starting to come down. You're starting to see them at $45. Okay, and that's been a while. And I'm talking name brand, none of this funky crap. I got a text from Kyle. It's a picture.
Yeah, Cranky has the Rossi, right?
He got a tactical. He got a tactical. He's got a. Is that? Is this? Um, is this his shotgun or lever gun? What is that? A Smith and Wesson? Anyway,
Pat, you look tired.
Oh, I slept into 2 in the afternoon today. I should not be tired. You know, I had a good 12-hour sleep.
yeah. I slept in, but I was up all night doing a video that I'm glad I didn't post it. It was reloading and stuff, but I am so glad I didn't post that. It's from now on, I got a new rule: wait till the next morning and watch it, and then confirm. Yeah. And I was plunk testing everything out there. I had this damn bullet. Oh yeah. Okay, Kyle. All right, I got you. Yeah, those Smiths are pretty nice from what I hear.
Sorry.
Cranky has a Rossi. Okay, I know he's got Winchesters also. All right. Yeah, well, Kyle, 357's easier. That'd be the first lever I'd get, for 38 and 357, and then go 44. We all have the stuff for them, so. What do you guys think about it? Why are they doing a 10 millimeter lever gun? Why? You already
Why
got.
not? That sounds good to me. You know, the 10 millimeters a good round with a nice long barrel like that. It could be really hot, nice.
Yeah, but it's got no rim on it. Yeah, so headspace is off the case now. I don't know if I want that lever action.
Hmm.
You know what's more useful is the Strybog. Okay,
The what?
Strybog. Roller delayed 10 millimeter AR, not AR, roller delayed 10 millimeter pistol folding brace. Hell yeah, that thing kicks ass. So that's why I was wondering. Oh boy, you must.
Hmm.
Those evil Glocks. Oh, they're so evil. So
Well,
Pat, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
they've already banned him here in California. So your state's just taking after us.
Something's going on with some gun shit in California. That something about their block, the laws that they created are being deleted. So I don't know which ones though.
All sorts of crap going on, Andy. They're working on our ammo ban.
Yeah.
So they had the Ninth Circuit M Bank about 2 weeks ago. We'll see how the decision comes out. But I don't even look anymore. I mean, it's already bad enough. See, you can print as many as you like.
Oh yes, I like our latest. That was in the video last night, but I just got a little too funky.
Yeah, that stippling pattern's interesting. Little triangle things.
Well, what it reminding me when you sent me that screw tip for doing the Ojos crosses, it
Yeah.
reminds me of that kind of, or a Mercedes symbol. Yeah, yeah. It printed out good. There's hardly any defects of burrs or anything. It turned out really good. I forget what he used. It wasn't PLA 12.
Hmm.
It's also heavier duty around the grip. Oh, let's see. All right, where does Chessboard live? He sounds like he's under suppression. I'm not worried about it.
Why would chessboard be depressed? I mean, we've got
No, repressed. He's in one of those.
repressed. Oh,
Is he in one of those states where he cannot have? And he says it's coming to me because just because. No, it's not. We are a gun state. It's not coming to me. You mentioned Virginia. How long has it been since they were a true gun state? Come on, come on.
uh,
Uh,
2 years ago they were doing protests with 100,000 open carry people at the Capitol. I mean, it was
those
cool.
and they're protesting. Yeah.
Yeah. What's her face? Spamberger or whatever, that CIA plant. You know, she needs to slip on a banana peel.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear about Swalwell?
Yeah.
The motel room video?
Yeah. Yeah. The lovey-dovey. The picture. Yes.
So it turns out that he's being backstabbed by the Democrats.
I
Is
know.
where that came from.
They're
Yeah, to
throwing
get
him
him
under
out of the
the
race.
throwing him under the bus. I know.
Yep.
It's what rats do. They eat each other. You know, when they're on a ship and there's no more food, what do?
Hmm.
They're rats. That's why we have cats. That's why we have cats. Hey, all right, chessboard, I got it. But I ain't living long enough to see one of the favorite pastimes in this state go away. All right, that's like one of the it's skiing, shooting. What's the other thing? Hiking. There you go.
Yep. Multiple wives. Yep.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I think
Yep.
they're down south though. I don't know. They're a different faction.
Oh, good
Uh,
night, Grant.
all right. Good night, Grant. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you, Grant. Good to see Grant again. That Halloween chat was epic. Mm. Yep. The cities.
And have you guys heard about the Irish?
No, I haven't heard about them lately. There's too much else going on. What are they doing?
Oh, the mainstream media is suppressing the hell out of it. But you remember the Canadian trucker protests? In
Yeah.
Ireland, it's the fifth day of fuel protest. They've blocked all the freeways with like farm tractors. They've blocked the entrances to the refineries. They sent out the riot police tonight. They're starting to beat people and pepper spray them, and but no, people are too pissed right now. They they have a 60% tax, and people can't afford to farm.
Yeah.
They're just pissed, and on top of everything else, the the Muslims that they're importing by the millions over there. So yeah, it's it when things start to burn, I think you'll see it on the news.
Well, all they have to do is grow hemp. I saw the best video. The Amish do it, and they have their own diesel fuel for all their tractors and everything. They make their own, and it's super easy. And they grow hemp. And I didn't know it, but you could get government hemp or whatever it's called, where it doesn't get you high, and you can legally grow it. And that's what they're doing. They haven't been buying diesel forever.
Hmm.
And it only takes an acre. 1 acre of hemp will supply their whole area. And it's cleaner. Here's the cool thing about it. It's cleaner, and cold starts are better in cold weather because of the way it is, you know. And it comes from the hemp seeds. And so, of course, I had to do my late night YouTubing on hemp and diesel. And Henry Ford, you know the cars he made, buddies? He made them out of hemp. With
Jesus Christ.
it was way back. I forget when it was. The something. What's that blinking?
That's Sylvia's alarm that her blood sugar is out of
Oh,
whack.
she okay?
Um, yeah, I don't know if it's high or low. No, I can't check. Yeah, I can't check. Let's see where she's at. I'm gonna give her a ration when she comes back. Okay, it's high. It's probably from that caramel cake she ate.
You think? Do you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, Henry Ford in the 30s made body panels out of hemp. It was light. It had like fiberglass or epoxy in it. And he's taking a hatchet, boom, boom, hitting the back of the car with it, and it's bouncing off. Amazing stuff. Why aren't we growing it in every state? We'd have all the diesel in the world. The Amish already know. Henry Ford knew about it. And then I go back to the history of it and how it's the government's fault for killing it. Because of the
You're
oil company.
beeping for being high.
Yes,
Shame on
yes.
you.
I
Shame.
took my insulin
Shame.
already and I
Shame.
eat chicken. Jesus.
Anyway, hemp is the way to go. And I don't know why Going Green, all the Democrats, didn't do hemp, fields of hemp. There you
Because
go.
they wouldn't get kickbacks from the oil companies if they did it.
Yeah. So not only are you creating more plants that are good for the environment, you're getting this really clean, kick-ass diesel fuel that takes very little processing at all. And it's the most beautiful diesel you can buy. Good old marijuana. Not that I had smoked it for many, many, many years.
It seems like it was just yesterday, huh?
Long, long, long time. But anyway, what they do is when they process it like corn, all the seeds make all this really good oil. And then they use the fibers. What were they using the fibers for? Ethanol to add to gas and something else. Every part of the plant was being used by the Amish. You guys look it up. We should be doing it, but the government doesn't want it because of the big corp stuff. That would solve all our diesel problems right now. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say that Rollis here is driving, so he's going to work. Speaking of diesel, but can you imagine just going out to your tanks in the backyard and filling up your own diesel with 1 acre of hemp that'll last you years and years? Yeah. There you go. I mean, they make clothes out of it, everything. Hemp is the most wonderful thing, and it grows fast. Very efficient, that plant is.
Be right back.
That's why they call it weed. It's a weed. All right. I feel like I'm yelling because of the fan. That was, yeah. All right. Sorry. Is my sound better than it was last week? I don't
Oh,
know.
no. Sounds fine.
Anyway, why don't we have body pedals out of hemp? That thing was that he was hitting that. I mean, smacking that car, and it just bounces off. Why aren't we using that for body pedals? Oh well. What do we got? Wow, we've only been on an hour and 16 minutes. Are you crazy? It feels like 3.
Well, you got 15 to go.
All right, thanks, Kyle. He says it sounds fine. How's your new guitar doing, Kyle? So last night I was jumping through hoops just for one scene in the movie, and this movie is 2003 or whatever. Are you kidding me? You can't get a full clip of it. They cut it off. I went everywhere. I finally found it online somewhere just to watch that one scene. Uh, which one, LOL? Your latest one that you're hiding right now, and your green one. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it doesn't require anything to grow. Anything. The Amish love it. So, all right. So you did confess, Kyle. Okay, you confessed. That's a good boy. Keep no secrets. Kinda. Trick to a good marriage is no secrets. Kinda. Especially when the credit card bill shows up at a gun shop. What can you do? You can't keep that a secret, can you? Mm. Okay, they're both fabulous. That's great. So, Andy, you think you're going to shoot next week, or are you waiting for the 44 mag brass?
No, I got bullets loaded. I just don't know if the weather's going to allow me to shoot.
Man,
Today we hit like 56, 58 degrees, but it was like 20 mile an hour, 20, 25 mile an hour winds. I broke out the barbecue today, though.
all right, cool. Yeah, it's been warm here. Luckily, we're getting some rain, so that's good. Now I can burn. All right, so Scotsman stayed at Kyle's house, huh? I bet you guys tied one on that night. So, you guys must have been talking about the moon and flat Earth. So, Pat, you're a techie. What did you think about the astronauts going around the furthest they've ever been? So, obviously, plenty enough fuel with a broken toilet. You're on mute, by the way.
I'm trying to get rid of the screeching sound. I don't know where it's coming from. But what do I think? I tried to watch them come down because they landed right there in San Diego, and the reentry is right over us. But It was the sun was right where they were coming down, so I couldn't see them.
Oh,
And what do I think? I think that when they stopped smoking in the control room and they got rid of leaded gas, we stopped going to the moon. And
yeah.
we still can't do what we did, and it's because you know the people, the hippies are finally dying out. So maybe we'll get back on track.
Well, one of my worst nightmares is a broken bathroom in a little tight space the size of an elevator. I just couldn't do that.
Oh, it could be worse. The poor Apollo astronauts had to use plastic bags taped to their butt.
I know.
Yeah.
And then they would make them sit in confinement for so many days. The first thing I want is a shower. The first thing my foot steps off of that thing,
Mm-hmm.
or, I want a shower now. That would drive me crazy.
Oh, and they had a woman in there too, so that should have been really interesting.
Uh, oh, geez, Jeff. When they were coming down, they started with those two little tiny uh, parachutes, just to,
Mm-hmm.
and then it sent. I'm like, deploy the parachutes. You're 1,000 feet. Come on, where are they? And then finally, it seemed like it took forever. I thought they were going to smack right in the ocean. And then the parachutes came up.
Oh, there's been foreshadowing and stuff. That heat shield that they've got is junk, and there was a fair chance that they were going to barbecue him coming in. They made it though. All the NASA guys are, we're pretty confident, we're pretty confident, we're pretty confident. Just like, no, they weren't very confident at all. They were ass covering. But I'm glad they made it.
He say, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. New movie called Capricorn?
Capricorn 1.
The original one about the fake Mars landing, or
Oh,
where the rocket blew up and they were going to kill the astronauts, cover it up.
yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, okay, Kyle. It just seemed like it took forever and the water was coming fast. So the water's cement. Mars, yes, okay. Man, I'm so glad he say that you got a good one. Oh, how many mags? How many mags did it come with? We should have tried another place for the. Well, let's not talk about that. Did it come with two mags or one? Doesn't matter. The mags are 21 bucks. So that's two. Yes, way to go. Nice. Yeah, the Smith & Wesson mags. And if you need more help taking that mag disconnect out, it's super easy. Just trigger pin over, pluck it out, put the trigger pin back. Boom, no mag disconnect. I love that thing. I don't know why. I don't know why.
That M30, it's funky
Yeah.
looking.
It's just neat. It's still on the desk, and I'll play and fondle with it. Spend 5 minutes when I should be doing something else. Oh yeah. So anyway, I found some bullets. Last night was a disaster. That bastard Lee 124 grain truncated cone. Ojai picky son of a bitch when it came to two of the aftermarket barrels for the peed out lower. But the M30, boom, ate him like candy. Plunk test. It's all in the video, but I didn't post it.
Sounds like you need a chamber cutter.
You know, eventually I'm going to do something like that because it seems like the threaded barrels, all but one, have the tighter chambers. Weird. Um, well, you're a good shopper, he says, so I'm just glad you got one in good condition. What was Kyle talking about?
1,000-yard shots with his 308.
Yeah, but I thought you couldn't get 208 grain AMAXs anymore.
Yeah, but where's he talking useless information?
He was just at whatever that range is called, gravel.
Okay, and they're dropping more than he thought.
I don't know. He just says the drop is 10 mils for 1,000 yards, whatever bullet he was shooting.
Okay. Yeah, that's the next thing I got to do amongst many is Hot 6 and 308 for the, what do you call it, military type rifles.
Well, ladies, unveiling.
All right. Good info today, Dr. Zink. And thanks for coming on, Andy.
You got it. Happy to be here. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy your week. We take it from there. Night, everyone.
All right. Take
Good night,
care,
Andy.
Andy. Oh, let's see if I said.
What
You
I mean
know,
to say, Kyle, is what did you zero the thing at? 500?
no, Pat, if it's true that Brazil's going to open a plant here, that means you can get your shotgun brass, right?
Uh,
Tic Tac.
I don't know, but it's still a niche thing, you know. And I just did a little brass inventory, and I think I'm okay. I have 100 pieces of brass that are still in the box, and I got about 400 that you know, they're cleaned up, ready to go. And I've got to go do some martini reloading.
Okay.
So, but it would help out a lot of people because they come in like waves. There like be 3 weeks where you can get as much as you want, and then the rest of the year nothing.
Yeah. Hmm.
How many reloads can you get out of martini brass? Okay, so here's the deal, Jag. They split on the neck, um, but you can just cut the neck down because you know it's a rim cartridge and it head spaces off the back end. So yeah, if a little you know, a little crack starts, you can just cut it back. Um, but that's real thin shotgun brass, so it splits. But sometimes as many as 5 or 6. Sometimes, they'll split on the first one because the case blows out pretty big.
Do you anneal them?
Yeah, I anneal them when I make them, and
Yeah.
anneal them after a couple, but they still split. It's like I don't know. The case blows out 20 or 30 thousandths at the neck. I mean, a lot. So every resize is rough on them.
All right.
Now the real brass, not the CBC stuff or Magtech, the what is it? The Australian stuff that was $10 a piece. Those look like they'll last.
But are the Australians making anything anymore?
Well, I haven't seen them for like 5 years now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Bertram Brass, and I don't know, with the laws and stuff, they're not importing Bertram Brass anymore. But they made some really weird shit, and it was nice to have somebody making it. But I wish Starline would make it. That'd be great. I'd pay $2 a piece for brass from Starline, no problem.
Yeah, already formed and everything. Yeah. Just Jeff says, Hobbies he wants a martini in 303. Huh. How about a martini and 300 blackout? Just to piss everyone off. That's funny.
Now, Jeff, the Kynoch brass is Berdan Prime, so it's a pain in the butt.
Oh,
You have to drill them out to use them.
yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
And they're brittle and don't last, like the CBC. So, yeah, Kynoch didn't make good. For a while there, Jameson's made brass for him. That was all right, but yeah, if you want to shoot smokeless, you need real brass. But shooting smokeless is no fun. It's almost pointless. No fun. Bloop, bloop.
No smoke in mayhem.
No.
Huh.
But it's interesting loading up 30 grains of Trail Boss. But it's still bloop.
Hold the fort here, Pat. I got to pee in the backyard.
Yeah, 4570 would have been nice. The brass would be easy to get. And, reloading would be a piece of cake. Dies are no problem. Yeah, Kyle, 4570 is nice, but it's still puny compared to martinis, but it's nice. It's kind of like 30-06 versus 308. There's just, you can't use all the case volume. Oh, okay. Well, that's because I'm trying to cut out the outside noise. So we'll try this.
You sound fine. You sound fine. It's just the fan. That's no big deal.
Oh, hold on. Okay, how's that?
That's worse. But ask hobbies.
All right.
And I hear echo.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, you're clear. But so is the fan.
Okay.
That's all right. That's okay. That's all right.
Well, at least we don't have the parrots yelling at Sylvia. I just gave them ham, so they like ham.
You guys have a portable air conditioner?
No, we got a. She's got the fan turned up. She's got one of those little fans, but we've got a window unit, and it makes it hell of a racket.
Okay. Yeah, I love the portable air conditioner. My son bought it at a garage sale. Oh man, I just live in that room in the hot summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Oh, now it's the kid next door playing basketball. Sorry, guys, in advance.
I don't hear it, but
I just heard him come out.
well, you know, you can go out there and take the grinder and knock that pole in half. Or next time a truck's parked outside, just chain it to the back of the truck and walk away. And oops, yeah, let him drag it down the street. Uh,
No, kid needs to get laid. The basketball will go away immediately.
yes, that's true. Unless she plays basketball.
Yeah. No, I couldn't handle 2-on-2 out in the backyard. No.
I like the way Hobbies thinks. Oh, that's funny.
Well, it'd be funny if they walked out to find a couple of boat holes in it.
Martini Henry for the win. Oh, yep, you need to ventilate the basketball hoop.
Now, we've got Tread, I think. Is this the real Tread? Who is Tread ZX?
That's Dread. That's his
All
logo.
right.
All these names come up different. I don't know why. They do it on StreamYard, I guess. I don't know. How's it going, Tread? Oh,
Now, I've got a question for Hobbies Hobo. Uh, so, did the court just disallow the Alberta petition, or is that still going?
oh.
So I guess you had to drop your laptop a couple of times before the battery started working.
Well, I plug it in. I plug it in the garage.
Okay.
Yeah, it works. Oh, so Fred went to the thing too? Yeah. Come on, Alberta. Come on, baby. Dates and signatures. Oh, yes. The old familiar sting.
Well, I'm praying for you, Hobbies, because if Alberta falls, all that's going to be left of Canada after a month or two is going to be like British Columbia and Quebec, and what's the
Domino.
other one? Yeah, Ottawa.
Yeah, you want Saskatchewan and Alberta, and it'll
Hmm.
be like dominoes. Well, I do that quite a bit there. Mark, oh, Strickland? I do that quite a bit anyway, Mark. Don't I don't think it's necessary to show it live, but there we go. Uh, huh, car? Where's the truck? Car? Yeah, I don't get why the natives want to stop that. I don't know. They get a piece of the pie.
No, if you just let them know they can open casinos, it'd be a done deal.
Yeah, give them a piece of the pie and the oil, whatever.
Hmm.
I'm rooting for them. Rooting for them big time.
Yeah, same here. They need to be free, freer anyway. And
Yeah,
I would love to see Chinese Norinco M14s on our used gun market.
yeah. 90s, 1911s.
Oh,
Oh,
is this a troll?
it is. We have two different V's. They both have the
Hmm.
V's. Okay, we'll try and do that for you. Uh, yeah, you went this down, man. We can't take it. Yeah, we're gonna shut her down right now. We gotta shut
You
the
know,
hell up. We gotta shut the hell up for this guy. Yeah, come on, bitch. We get billions. Oops, sorry. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm pulling for Alberta, man. I used to keep track up there, and it seemed like any day now, any day now, any day now, and now it doesn't sound good.
no, sorry, hobbies, but I think Cuba's going to get its freedom before you guys.
Yeah, I'm. If I was gambling, yeah, if I was gambling Cuba first. Cuba's gonna be free. Yeah, the people are pissed already, and they're brave enough to post American flags in the streets. So you're that brave, you're serious. And away we go.
Well, you find your little lady friend and fertilize it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Stop eating tofu. It'll come in.
Yeah. It's called testosterone instead of Mama's basement. Oh, righty then. Yeah, Cuba's probably gonna. I don't mean to laugh, but Cuba's at the verge. So, Thorzax, how's it going?
Dave, good to see you. Get on here, Dave. Jim wants to make this a short chat.
Let's see here. Oh shoot, what happened there?
So what else is new? Found a couple new reloading channels. There's guys that have just hopped into the hobby the last year or two with channels out. Forget their names, but not bad. A few new people. What else is cooking? That's about it. It's gonna rain tomorrow.
Yeah, we might get her tonight. That's great. Great. Oh, way to go, Trev.
Yep. So tell me about the chopper in the back there. What am I looking at?
That's an Indian Larry. That's a grease monkey, one of his early bikes. That's the one he died on. You know who Indian Larry is?
Not a big motorcycle fan. It's Nortons and Triumphs and Vincents for me.
Nortons are ugly, though. I love Triumphs, yeah, but okay. Norton's got ugly eventually. Yeah. Oh, no, he's one of my favorite bike builders, and three of his bikes are here in a museum. And this one just went out on the road recently. Noticed the shotgun shifter. Oh, yeah. Anyway, he was a legend and icon. Tread, I haven't watched the Masters. I'll probably watch the final round. They kicked off one of my favorite golfers for having a cell phone on. He had a cell phone on him, and so he was deleted from the tournament, even though he's like 60. He's about my age, actually, 65 or so. Yeah. What does that mean?
He's just throwing random facts out into the chat.
Oh. Three motorcycles your dad had. Hmm. Yeah, the Nortons got pretty ugly there. Nortons is what we used to call them. Did you used to call them that? Nortons?
No, no, there was no like British bike community. So last time I worked on a Norton, I was polishing out a gas tank for one. Buddies, we repainted, and but they're British through and through. The wiring sucks. The everything rusts.
leaks, oil.
Oh yeah, yeah. Embarrassing. Don't embarrass your Norton by putting a pan under it.
Yeah.
But Harleys aren't any better though.
Yeah, they'll leak too.
Yeah.
The Nortons are more nimble and all that. Harleys are just for looking cool. You know.
Yeah. As far as riding goes, I think BMW is the way to go. If you don't want to look cool, but you want a nice ride, they're all right.
You know that everything's digital now. There's no speedometer. It's digital on new bikes.
Oh,
That's I can't handle it. You look at them while they're riding, and it's like, how could you? Oh gosh, where's the needle?
no,
Yeah.
it's worse than cars. You remember like when we were growing up, you had to have a tool bag in the back of your car, maybe a spare distributor and
No,
a
not
little hose.
that.
It was in bikes. It was the same thing. It was a hit and miss whether it would start or whether you'd be able to get back home, and that was part of the whole thing about it. But now it's like, turn the key and go.
No, there's too much crap on them, and they fail eventually.
Yeah, there's no more try to clean the spark plug out before you try again on the kickstart.
Uh, well, you got fuel injection,
Yep.
but I've never really had to work on my bikes when I rode them. You know, most of them were Hondas, so you turn the key and you go. Didn't leak oil, didn't use oil, and that was all. Carburetors and everything. And, I saw something. It's in California. I just watched the videos. Uh, the guy was looking on Facebook Marketplace and showed like 20 Toyota trucks that are mint condition from 1980 to about 92, and they're in mint condition and they're for sale in California. So you might, you know, I'd be all over that if the price was right. Uh, 76, yeah, he's got the retro, which look better than the new ones.
Yep. I remember when they tried to push that inline four. It's like, nope, that's not a BMW.
All right, can you hold the fort, pal? I got a refill. Can you
Yep.
hold the fort? Okay.
I can hold the
Be
fort.
be right
We,
back.
we've we've got hobbies to talk to, and we've got Dave. Kyle, you still here? Really, the only who was it? Kawasaki did the 3-cylinder. I didn't know BMW did too. So, new around here. Um, Parking wars. So the parking's tight out in the front, so we've got to save the space and get the sprinkler out when somebody parks in front of the house. Ah, good to see you, Tread. um, let's see. Oh, my little project on getting a video card for my PC, an external supercomputer, what is it, V100. I ordered the adapter card and stuff from China, and took 2 months before the shipping company would admit that it was stolen in Compton. So I still don't have a nice video card. And we got Tin Man. So been watching some golf videos. Yeah. Interesting ones. All right. Good deal, Isa. So let's see. What can I do for a monologue here? Oh. Nope. Nope. Well, I can talk about cooking. I have 4 racks of ribs to cook. I should get them on the barbecue tonight before it gets dark. And Japanese Twitter. So the neatest thing that's happened is on Twitter or X, they've got real-time translation now. So that all of a sudden Japan has found America, and not just the commie liberals, but they found regular Americans. They're asking questions about guns and cooking, and today's big question was beans or no beans in Chile. I hear that you guys have something going on with that. So
A Tin Man sighting, eh?
yeah, we got Tin Man.
We should see how he marks his golf balls now. Hilarious. Oops. Let's see what's going on here. So what are we talking about now, Pat?
Well, I was just starting to talk about Japanese Twitter, and it's just a blast because they hate Muslims, they hate commies, they like America, they love guns but can't have it. And I didn't know this, but Japanese have a delicate digestive system. They can't eat huge amounts of meat. It blows them away that you go eat 5 pounds of brisket for breakfast. They can't do it. They've got or even hamburgers blow them away.
William is here. William Gainley is here. And Tin Man is here. Yeah, I'm digging the Japanese. No immigration. Very conservative, very polite people, of course. So there is a thing. There's a Japanese Twitter now. What?
Okay, so before, if you wanted to read a Japanese tweet, you'd have to cut and paste the text into Google Translate or something, and then it would just be all fucked up on the translation.
Yeah.
Well, now the Grok AI is translating the Japanese straight away. So if you post, let's say I post in English, all the Japanese can read my stuff in Japanese, and the translation is really good, and it goes both ways. So they've got the same problem we do. There's a bunch of dirty commies, making a big ruckus and stuff over there, and we've got Antifa and all these people over here. They're overrepresented on Twitter, but the Japanese are just digging it now that they can read what regular Americans post, and they're asking questions like, how big of a brisket can I get on a Weber kettle? and all sorts of stuff you'd never think of, but they're into it. They really want to barbecue, and they gun questions like crazy. You know,
Yeah.
you like, can you really just buy a gun? You know, because the Americans are growing and showing American breakfast is bacon and eggs, and a 9mm pistol off to the right next to the orange juice. And but yeah, so American culture is really hitting hard in Japan right now because of Twitter.
Okay. Translation thing sounds good.
Oh, and the real neat thing is Japanese men like blondes with big tits.
Uh,
So there's about a week of talking about breast size.
oh. Oh, okay, there you go, Fred. You got a project.
So on that 6mm arc, the one thing I learned from Kenny was what's the name of that stuff? Lever Revolution. That's the powder you use in 6mm arc.
Uh-oh. On a shit list. Yeah, but how can they help? They're not. Oh,
Yeah, they've got a constitutional thing where they can't. I mean,
yeah. I don't think Trump's pissed at him. That's one of his favorites. Is what's her name? Uh, he always uses her as an example on immigration. uh, yeah, Japanese are very polite. After World War II, it was all cool. It's cool. Sorry for putting you into concentration camps while you were living here, but oh well, that was bad, bad,
oh, I disagree.
bad. Well, who can you trust?
Okay, it's just like a lot of things. The Indian history we get. I got the family stuff about how the Fox and I forget the other one tribe where they settled were at total war with each other's men, women, children, and babies, and the whole 9 yards, and flailing people and boiling them in oil, skinning them alive, staking them out for the ants, and all that crap. And then what you hear at school, which is the poor natives. And in Japan, well, here my grandmother never forgave him, and would constantly, in between muttering "dirty Jap bastards," would tell me about how the nursery that was down the street, the Japanese nursery, the son, went to school, became a doctor, and he went back to Japan to fight in the Japanese army. And yeah, the Japanese were very clannish, and a lot of them went back to fight against America, and a lot of them didn't. And war's war, and it's they called in the intelligence at Pearl Harbor. Yeah, no, it was not a nice time, and it was a lot of dirty playing, and we didn't kill anybody in concentration camps in America.
Yeah. Yeah, but where was the German concentration camps?
Well, the Germans weren't any good. I mean, you remember those spies they caught that were dropped by submarine? They turned themselves in, and they hung them anyway. Yeah, the the German community here was very supportive of America, I think, but the Japanese community was supportive of Japan, and I think that's the difference. So no, I don't feel bad about the concentration camps that we made the Japanese build themselves. I mean, it's not like we built it. We just threw the plywood on the floor and said, get to work.
Oh, I like the guy that lived forever on the island and didn't know the war was over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, what? Really? Anyway. Yeah, war sucks. Let's get out of this crap right now. It's not gonna be easy because you got all these others jumping in, so
Now, just Jeff brings up Claude Mythos. So here's the inside info on that, as best as I can give it. Is there's you might call it a super AI that they decided only to give to the to Google and Microsoft and the big players because it can find vulnerabilities in anything, and that's just plain utter bullshit. That me as a regular guy or maybe a medium business has to have their dick hanging out where Microsoft's getting their ass covered by this. It's wrong. It should be open. Bastards.
wouldn't have a clue on that stuff.
Mm. Well, you've got time on your hands sometimes. You should play with Grok.
No, I don't. I'm not a techie guy.
No, it's not a techie deal at all. It's plain language and right out in the
Yeah.
open.
You ask a question like Siri or something like that.
Yeah, except the volume of knowledge it's trained on is so big, you can ask it real obscure questions. And that's the fun part of it, finding out, where they put the guardrails up that, no, not going to answer that. So, it would be the little things like you can ask, here's a good one, what a powder charge for a Bizarro caliber. It's already read the entire internet, all the reloading books and everything else, and it'll spit out, oh, really?
Oh,
The little stuff, like if you wanted to ask, what thread size is on the head bolt on one of your tote goats, it'll know. It's so much better than Google.
okay. How do you find this stuff? Where is it?
Grok.com.
Okay,
GROK.com.
and
So
just ask a question.
just ask the question. I mean, you can tell it, no fluff and bullshit. I don't want a safety advisements. Like, it might not tell you some things like how to make meth, but just anything else that you'd spend a couple of hours trying to Google up, like what are the colors on the wiring harness for your cigarette lighter on your truck? It will know.
Wow.
You can just have fun trying to ask it obscure questions that to see if if it's bullshitting you, because that's the other thing. 20% of the time, it's going to bullshit you. Pretend it knows the answer.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, now let's check it out. Rock.com. Way behind the times. Just a simpleton.
So it's great for cooking recipes too. So if you want to know, the internal temperature on your ribs, what it should be, it'll know. Just general recipes like how do I make potato soup, it'll give you 3 good recipes. No ads, no bullshit, just poof.
I've had a craving for months. Au gratin potatoes. And if you go buy pre-made stuff, no. Au
I
gratin
think
potatoes. Au gratin
I,
potato. I don't know why I have a craving for that.
all right. Well, hold on a second. I got to
No.
show you something. I got to
Okay.
show you something.
All right. I'm not going to be making it tonight, I'll tell you that. Hopefully it shows a TV dinner that's good, and that'll get rid of my craving for it. Okay, what else is going on here? Beautiful sunset tonight. I just went up there and got blinded. Beautiful. And it's back to the front of the house. Not that anyone cares, but I just noticed that. Cheese with sliced potatoes? Oh, that's disgusting. Just, yeah, you crack me up. You seem to know about all kinds of stuff. But no, cheese whiz, no. No Velveeta for me, none of that. Ooh, another craving. Fondue. Anyway,
All right, I'm back. So here's the deal. Last night, Sylvia's like, I would really like some of your au gratin potatoes, Pat. But,
no
but
freaking way.
I did her cheddar cheese mashed potatoes instead. But here's the hot shit for that. If I can get it out of the box that she hid behind the potato chips. So for about 10 or 12 bucks on Amazon, they've got this little mandolin thing that makes it easy. So it goes in the counter, the little hopper goes on here for the potato, and it's just bang, 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 bang. And you can slice them as thinner than potato chips.
Yeah,
And
hey, I don't have that problem. I don't have the problem cutting it. It's the recipe. But yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I have the old 50s, 60s, what do you call them? Process, hand crankers.
uh-huh.
They used to call, what do they call it? One was, uh, anyway, we keep getting them at thrift stores, and they come with all the cups.
Yes, I've got one of those.
And they have a suction cup for the counter, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And
and
they have
it's great for cheese grating.
It's
You
great
can
for all
you can
kinds of stuff. The
yeah.
coleslaw. Anyway, we keep collecting this from thrift stores whenever they're in mint condition, not
Mhm.
rusty, all that. And we get all the cups, and now we have more, and then we find another, and my son, now we have like 5 of them. So as far as cutting devices, don't worry about it. And we also have those too. These kind, yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, I just want to know what's in it.
Okay. Uh it's
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Ah,
I don't
this
know. It
sounds
it doesn't have a brand name on it. It was
oh,
10 bucks on Amazon, shipped. This is a
wow.
soup ma kin
Oh,
mandolin slicer. I don't know if it'll show.
that's
Anyway,
hilarious. I like the remix of Slap Chop where they're doing singing and mixing. You guys got to watch that video. what was his name, Vance or something, and then he got in trouble for molesting or something. I don't know. What was that? Anyway, yeah. All right, this
Uh,
goes for the flat chop. I could do it all day. Yeah, it was hilarious. Does anyone have a clue what I'm talking about? Anyway, all right. Where's Action Cream?
okay,
So, all right, what is the
cream. It's heavy cream, heavy whipping cream. So you go to the store, you buy what is it? About a pint of heavy whipping cream,
Okay.
and the store will have cheese on sale, rotating, whether it's Tillamook or whatever. One of them is going to be $1.99 a pack, and you get the the Parmesan Romano Asiago cheese blend, or there's a 5 cheese blend. But the Italian cheese blend is works out really better than cheddar.
Okay,
So
the pre-cut and the baggy stuff instead of block. Okay.
yeah, so you lay down a layer of um,
Taters.
taters.
You oil the pan, use glass or what? What are you using? In that?
I butter the pan and use glass.
Yeah, okay. Oil it a little bit, lay her down there, and then
Yeah,
cheese.
what's that? Then
Oil
taters,
it.
then cheese, taters, then cheese, then taters and cheese, taters and cheese. After about halfway full, then a little paprika, a little black pepper over the middle. Pour the cream in, then more taters and cheese, taters and cheese, taters and cheese. Then a cheese layer over the top. Then 350 for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then if the cheese isn't browning really good on the top, crank it up a little bit, 375. Give it another 5 or 10 minutes, and then off on the counter. That's it. There's this taters, cheese, cream, and
Yeah,
a little
super easy. All right.
yeah.
My mom used to make it, and I can't get it out of my mind for the last 3 months. So super easy. I could do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some tonight. Maybe if Sylvia's good to me.
Yeah, but she asked for
Put
it.
some
And
herring
you
in there.
gave,
Good.
she asked for it, and you
Yeah, you
gave
throw
her
some
my
herring in there.
favorite.
Okay, but they were loaded mashed potatoes. They had there was cheddar cheese in them, cream and butter, and onion powder and garlic powder, and the whole 9 yards. They're nice. They weren't just mashed potatoes. She got loaded mashed potatoes last night because if I tried to cook the au gratin, it would have been too late. I had the potatoes on boil while I went out to the store and got the cream. So that's what she got, mashed potatoes. But
Yeah, I
Sylvia,
also love twice baked potatoes, where you put it back in the shell and get it
mhm.
crispy. Oh my god! My wife's
Sylvia,
sister, yeah, used to make that
What?
every week.
do you still want au gratin potatoes?
I don't know. Why?
Are you potatoed out? Why? Well, I'd have to get started cooking them right now.
It's 7 o'clock at night. How many of those guys cook at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh, gee, that's when everybody sleeps that has to get up early to go to fucking work.
Yes, I love to eat it late at night. What the hell?
Yeah.
Ah, that's when you're
Late
hungry.
night, late night dinner with Uncle Jim.
I gotta get that grunting fix. All right.
Yeah. Good point.
Man, I'll tell you what, I got torpedoed at that birthday party. I mean, it's a Filipino birthday parties. You get invited to that. There's about 25 people there, and there's food from one end of that table to the other, all kinds of different stuff. And man, I'll tell you what, I went around, I filled my plate up with about, three of these and two of those and one of these, and, and I'll tell you what, that's all I ate, man. I'm stuffed. I can't eat this.
It was like Gran Torino. Did you have any Olympia? I love Olympia.
Yeah, of course they had Olympia, but they also had like milkfish, and then they had a couple of different types of fish dishes, and then they had something that it had fruit, but also it had shrimp in it, and it's all tossed together and cooked. I don't know what the heck that was. It was actually pretty good. Um, yeah, I'll tell you what, you got to have an open palate when you go to the park. You got to keep your, keep an open mind.
Yeah. Mrs. Tin Man's here. She likes spicy. I get it. Get it.
Hey,
Yeah, hi,
Thor,
Mrs.
good to
Tin
see
Man.
you.
Hey, how you doing there?
Yeah, it's sounding a little better this week.
Yeah,
A little
I feel-
more pep.
yeah, I feel a little bit better, man. I'll tell you what, it knocks you down, dude.
Oh.
Having a stroke, that will knock down your ass.
I bet.
Well, I fared through pretty good. Some people would say I had sort of a, I don't know, medium stroke. Where there are some things that I need to work on. But at least I'm not in a wheelchair. At least I ain't sitting in a diaper. Not sitting there with my mouth gaped up and staring at the wall. Can't do anything.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what
not a
strokes
vegetable.
do to people. That's right. Well, the worst part about it, even those people that had strokes, they're not a vegetable anymore. They're not a vegetable or anything. They just can't do anything. The brain just won't let them move. So, they just can't go anywhere and they can't do anything. And what a horrible existence.
Yeah, I'm finding out
So-
about these brain things, and that's some of the worst stuff you can get.
I have a plug rule, and my son is stealthy, and I have the unplug rule. No matter what you have to do, Watergate to get in there. Ooh yeah.
Depending on what you have, Jim, there ain't much arguing with that.
The other one is get me out of there. the other one is the wheelchair, the doctor with the ID, rocking me out of that hospital. I got two rules for the son. There's one where okay, he's got a chance, a good chance. The other one is the plug rule.
I'm dealing with Alzheimer's.
Jim,
My mother has Alzheimer's, and I'm the only one left
Jim?
to do anything for her. Tonight I gave her pierogies, and she looked at a pierogi and said, "What's that?" She ate them her whole life. It's bizarre, the things that are gone and the things that are
Yeah.
still here, and
Yeah, that's tough. That's like one of the worst. Yeah.
yeah. If
Well,
I got
Jim,
that,
when I was in the emergency room, I was staring up at the ceiling, and this doctor poked his head over the top of me, and he goes, "Dave, if you go to sleep, you might stop breathing, and if you stop breathing, your heart's going to stop, and that's it." That's pretty tough news, man. That's like, you get with the maker, dude. At that point, you really start looking at your salvation. Believe me.
Yeah,
Did
but that's a bad doctor. A good doctor would have shot you up with some stimulants, so you don't sleep.
I was gonna say, were you sticking a pin in your leg or something to try and keep yourself awake?
No, actually, at that point, I didn't care. I was ready to go. I know where I'm going. I mean, my whole attitude at that point was was, hey man, God, if you're gonna take me home, you can take me home right now. I'm ready to go.
You know that stuff they give you before they knock you out for an operation? That stuff you don't give a fuck if they're gonna cut your leg off, your dick off. You don't care. I've never cared less about anything when they give you that stuff before they put you under.
Those are.
There's no being apprehensive.
Marvin,
No,
how you doing, buddy?
don't give a damn.
Well, that was an interesting comment to come
Oh,
in.
whoa. We got
How you
got
doing,
two of
Ozark?
the best- We got two of the best chefs in the United States right here. We got Marvin and we got Pat. Two of the best
Oh,
chefs.
I'm not even close.
Actually, we have a community chef. We have a community of chefs. We got a Peacher. Peacher's pretty good too. You know?
Well, so much for the short chat.
I can cook biscuits and gravy.
West Covina will cook a
Pat
hot
said,
dog.
Zorzax, get in here. Exactly what I did.
West Covina will cook a hot dog
Everybody
over a
wants
lead
to
pot.
jump on.
I'll be right back on that note. I need a drink.
Sounds good.
There is a video. There's a video of him. There's a video out there of him casting, and he's eating a corn dog. And he's setting it on top of the pot and eating it at the same time. I was like, what the hell?
Ah, lead ain't never hurt me.
How you doing, Ozark?
I am doing well. It is good to be home.
Oh yeah. Long trips. Oh my God.
Well, I had Easter at the farm and then 3 days in Albuquerque, and it is good to be home.
How was the weather in Albuquerque?
Nice and dry, no pollen. That's what I appreciated about it. We are green and yellow around here. Everything's covered in pollen.
Yeah, we got
No.
the same thing going on up here.
I know what Pat's
Green.
drinking.
Yeah, you showed that $17 beer at the airport. Oh my.
Yeah, I was at Dallas Love Airfield on my layover, and it's just one of those little places in the middle. It was just right outside our gate, and they had Dos Equis and some IPA on tap, and I said, "Give me a Dos Equis." He handed me the ticket that said $17. I like to crap myself. I was like, "Oh my God!"
Where's the other 12?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should at least come with a carry handle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, just a regular 16-ounce beer.
Yeah, that's a whole cheap bottle of vodka right there. $17.
Yes, sir. But I had the best old fashioned I've ever had in my life out at Albuquerque. I was impressed. They put maple syrup in it and walnut bitters, and I was like, damn, this is good.
Sounds it.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yep, the home of the green chili on everything.
That's where they blew up the first atom bomb. They blew up the
Oh.
first atom bomb in New Mexico.
That was up north of there, yeah, up north of Santa Fe. That's where they filmed Breaking Bad, was right there in Albuquerque. So we went by several places that were featured on the show.
Oh, did you see the house?
There's
No, we didn't go. We didn't go to the house, but that old motel that they did a bunch of stuff in. I had dinner right across the street from it.
Okay.
I didn't see the Breaking Bad, but I saw the Better Call Saul's in Albuquerque.
I could not get into Saul. I enjoyed Breaking Bad, but 3 seasons of Saul, and I just still couldn't. I was like, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing.
Oh, Rhea Seehorn was easy on the eyes.
Now, Saul was good because they brought back some of the older characters and new. Soul was good. Soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
the old man that was the badass. He's my favorite character in both of them.
Mike, the
Yeah.
detective. Yeah, Mike. Mike or Hank, both of them.
The old guy, bald guy that
Oh, Hank.
Hank.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, has it mellowed out any?
Oh, it's all look.
Oh, I lost you, Pat.
Yeah, mine went.
Pat, you muted. Pat,
Um,
There you are.
it was a little young, but you know, it not bottled. Yeah, that's what it is. But it is tea, and yeah, just a little bit. This is good stuff.
Can you
did a
taste
darn
the
good
rye
job.
in it?
But yeah, good job.
That's my last batch of squeezums that, as Kyle likes to call them, I gave some to Pat.
Pat's breaking up.
Okay.
That's definitely not a rear engine Corvette.
Test. Okay,
There
how's
you
that?
are. Way better.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hey, Tin Man, up in here.
There we go.
So you were giving your description, and we were
Pat,
cutting
you had all,
every fifth word.
Okay, so best way I
Pat,
can
you had
put
all
it is
you had all your circuit discriminators with the CRM 114.
Yep. I love that movie. But anyway, how can I put it? There's
Stay on the ball.
it's got a little bit of the it's whiskey. Is best way I can put it.
It's got
Well,
some-
yeah, it's a little too much of the tops and bottoms, but not much, just to give it some real character there, and then not a whole bunch of other stuff going on. You can taste a little bit of the wood you've got in it, a little bit of caramel, but it's young, fresh, and clean and pure. That's the best way I can put it.
Gets a little bit of spice of that rye on the back end.
Yep.
Tin Man, get on here. Tin Man, get on here.
So we can home distill now. There was that circuit court case. So home distilling is now legal.
Really?
Cool.
I need to check in on that.
Yeah.
I miss Ozark's his old beer making videos with Beer Buddy. Yeah.
Buddy the Brew Dog. Yep.
And you need a barrel, and you got to store it for 12 years.
Well,
No.
that was aged a whole 4 days.
Yeah, it was stirred with a burnt stick.
I use the Jack Daniel whiskey barrel chips that you use for smoking. I go through the bag, and all the chips have got charcoal on them. I fill a mason jar full, then you pour the whiskey in that. Takes about 4 days to get the color. Leave it in longer than that, it'll look like overbrewed tea or even coffee.
Yeah, you can get too much oaky burned.
Yeah, it's all about surface area.
Yep.
Dave, I'm not used to looking at you clean shaven. You look 10 years younger.
Well, I've also lost a lot of those.
Now Dave's mic's going bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a token ring.
Right. Just pass it around.
Well, I think he was saying he lost like 50 pounds.
Yeah, you are losing weight.
Oh, I ain't gonna lose weight if I get invited to those Filipino parties very much more. Man, I'll tell you what, that was a lot of food there.
You're packing on.
Yeah, yeah, you know. I'll tell you one thing about the Filipinos. They look for an excuse to party. I mean, like, one of the grandkids turned 5 or something like that.
There you go.
All the
Phil
family
Gibson.
and there are like 25 people in the house. Kind of room only, and everybody's eating off paper plates. The whole table is just covered with food. All kinds of lumpia, all kinds of sauces.
That red barbecue's my favorite thing they do.
Yeah, they had something that looked like it looked like a taco. It looked like a taco, and it was filled with meat and stuff like that. Then what you do is you put the taco on the plate, and then there's kind of like a sauce, kind of like a meat sauce over the top. You fold it up and eat that way. I've never had that.
Okay. Change the subject here. Pat, what's the price of gas out in Cali these days?
All right. So if you go to the discount Indian smuggler gas stations, about $5.50, and if you go to the rental return lane near the airport, about $9.
I filled up for $3.29 a gallon. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and of course, you know they're trying to blame Trump, and it was, I don't know, 69 cents a gallon gas tax plus sales tax plus the refining fees and everything else. That's why it's so much, and the fact that we can't use anybody else's gas. It's got to be the California blend.
Your refinery's shutting down like crazy.
Yeah. So
Washington State's the same way, Pat. I mean, over in Seattle, it's 65 a gallon.
Wow.
Seattle. It's over $7 for diesel. $7 a gallon for diesel.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The diesel is $2 a gallon more wherever you go.
Yeah, it's $5 a gallon here.
Yep.
The Amish make it for free. We talked about it earlier. Doing it from growing.
Yeah, we're about $4.29.
Wow, it's a dollar higher in Pennsylvania than here.
It changes all over Pennsylvania. When I travel around, it's crazy. Sometimes Philly way is cheaper than out here, and sometimes we're cheaper than Philly way. And then if you go north, it gets cheaper. West, it gets cheaper till you hit like Harrisburg. That's one of the things I think they charge whatever the market will bear.
Right.
Well, that's the trouble. You know, I'll tell you from here, the market will bear a whole bunch, and you know, once they figure that you're there to get squeezed, they'll squeeze you. And over here, like, what's the latest? Okay, so they've been trying to do this mileage tax thing. You know, ain't gonna happen. So
because they can't gas tax the electric cars, they've decided $400 per household annually for each car you've got. That's on top of the $500, $600 registration that you've got. And yeah, and then
why
the gas
can't they
tax.
just charge that on the electric vehicle?
They can't charge gas tax on electric vehicles.
But I
'Cause
mean,
you
why
plug-
can't they just charge that fee to the electric vehicle?
Oh, because you can get a whole lot more charging everybody.
Yeah,
you-
but that's obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
Then give it all to the nonprofits to put in their pocket.
You know, Cali's such a beautiful state, but god damn. Same thing with Hawaii. I think they're a little worse than California. Beautiful state, but crazy.
Well, who wants to pay $600 a square foot for a home? $500,000 for a 1,000 square foot cottage.
And then have Pele cover it with molten lava.
Oh, the termites would get it within 10 years anyway. I hear they've got termites real bad in Hawaii. But what's the thing to tell you guys? I had to go shop with Sylvia and get our toilet paper because of the guy that burned down the warehouse. Is that on nationwide news or just for here?
I had one
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, there was a disgruntled employee that decided he'd do a YouTube video of setting a $17 million warehouse on fire with $500 million of toilet paper in it. And it is burned for 3 days. The entire toilet supply for California, Washington, and Oregon has gone up in smoke, and there's going to be a toilet paper shortage for a long time here.
Well, get out the old Sears and Roebuck catalog if you got one stuck in a closet somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So he videoed it.
While he was setting the fire, he's walking up to the corner of the pallet stacked to the ceiling, go over to the corner and light the corner on fire, and go to the next one and just torch the whole place.
That guy ought to have to shit in his hand for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Or in a bag like the astronauts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crap in a bag.
It's hard to imagine how much toilet paper that is.
Oh, this place was huge. It was, I don't know, 10 acres or so of warehouse space. It was enormous.
10 acres.
Oh yeah, it was big, lean up, wide open, truss ceiling warehouse. All very nice, modern,
Well,
painted
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, you would have no way of knowing, but I wonder, was it all one brand or was it all different brands, or do they have special toilet paper warehouses?
It was Kimberly Clark, and I don't know which brands they do, but it was the primo stuff, the Charmin and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think Poverty toilet paper might be there. We might be able to get Scott, but no more good stuff.
Yeah, I just got that Charmin tonight.
Thin Man posted he had a Muslim name. Do they even use toilet paper? They only eat with one hand. Oh, right. That.
I'll just put your bidet in, then you run out of water again in California. The toilet paper.
So one of those flashbacks you have from back in your career, the federal government used to buy products. So, you'd be in there installed. You'd be there installed doing your business, and they'd have the gas there, or they'd have the toilet paper. They had really dark on it, right? And somebody would always write on there, "I'm screwed," and then it would be Jimmy Clark. And I would do this. Yeah, real flashback.
So I'm thinking back to Venezuela. You know, you really knew that the commies had screwed up when people were, you know, shooting each other for toilet paper over in Venezuela. And I think, come to think of it, it might be that bad here. At least during COVID with the hoarding, you know, the toilet paper shelves were empty and stuff. It's actually burned up, gone this time. So, Members Mark will save the day.
Well, I can send you a
I'll
box.
tell you what, when it really hits the fan, when it really hits the fan in the United States is when people are starving. You can't get food. That is when it's going to hit the fan. You know, we're not
Well, the one bright side, if you can't get the food, you don't need the toilet paper.
There you go, Smith Ford. Just get you some Defends and carry it around with you all day. Go pee in the yard.
Did you see that Florida, they started testing food? They started with baby formula, they went to candy, and they were finding arsenic in everything.
Great. It's just what babies need.
Okay. As a former chemist, it's all the dosage. The EPA has got limits on stuff where, you know, you wave a piece of arsenic at something and it's like contaminated with a measurable amount. Because that was the thing, you know, a measurable amount. Well, measuring has gotten really good lately. You know, 1 part in a billion is not going to hurt anybody.
They were saying like some of these candies, you had 3 pieces of candy and you were at your year's limit for arsenic. Now, I don't know how low that is. I imagine arsenic's not something that's pretty high, but I'd need it compared to eating an apple seed.
It's in your wheel rates.
Yeah, then you will, right?
Yep, the Queen used to take arsenic with her tea. It's not going to hurt you.
With her tea? Really?
She was a lizard, though, right?
What's on your hat, then, buddy? What's on your hat?
Oh, Ford.
F-250! F-250! I thought so.
Yeah, there's 3 Fords here.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, if you're buying a truck right now, the Dodge is going way up in sales because the other two are just, well, so there you
Because all
go.
the Chevy motors are under recall, all the GM motors are under recall, and they're putting 6-cylinders in the Ford.
So you got Dodge went up 25% sales or something like that on trucks, big trucks. So they must have less coverage. Yeah. What do you say about that, Pat? Because you're West Covina dog.
Okay, well, I was a GM guy. Not no more, since they went commie Chinese and, stopped engineering anything good. But I'd say no. $80,000 for a pickup truck, no. thank you, but no. You know, I want a 2-door work truck, long bed, you know, with a bench seat, and
Yeah.
you know, I want it for the price of the average family sedan, which now would be about 30 or 40 grand. That'd be fair, but no, 80 grand for a truck, no.
You can get a single cab work truck, plain Jane, for about 45,000 if you can find it. That's the problem,
Yep.
because all these fleet buy 'em up.
I just wish they wouldn't rushed out.
You know, a Ford bed's not going to rust out anymore. They're aluminum.
And what about the frame?
Oh,
How do
you go up north, that's going to be a problem you deal with forever with all your stuff.
Yeah, I got one sitting right over here that you can put your hand through it.
Is that Mark? Mark. Good to see you, Mark.
Okay. Tin Man, they're cheap for a reason. I worked at an Infinity dealer for a little bit, division of Nissan. Oh, awful, awful. No, bad. Nissan bad.
I had a Nissan truck, had the Chevy 350 in it, the 5.7 350 in it,
Mm-hmm.
ran like a top.
You know the one thing we haven't heard tonight? Jim Fitch. You know, usually Jim has something that he's going to pitch about. Around all week, and then it just comes out. There's a chat. We haven't heard Jim Fitch.
What did I do? Jeez.
You're gonna offend him.
He's been real quiet.
No.
Whatever that background noise was finally went away.
That was Pat's fan. Pat's
Uh-huh.
fan. Hey, it's good to see Mark here.
Is that Mock?
Yep. I was thinking about him. I was going through some powders and stuff, and yeah.
Jim, have you shot those slick-sided 10mm bullets yet?
No, they're still curing. I just sized them, but they came out pretty good.
Yeah, Ford Blue, right?
That one was mostly aqua powder coat.
Old Guns and Gear was bitching about shields, but guess what they got in stock?
Primers, powder, everything. Yeah, screw that guy. He's but okay. Now I can
He's all
go.
butt hurt because they dropped him.
He's butt hurt because they don't sponsor his damn channel anymore, and he makes millions of bucks. Yeah.
Mark.
Mark, you still working your leather? Doing your knives?
Did he go up and shoot with the other guys?
Do what, Jim?
I can't hear over the fan, but did he go up and shoot with the other guys in what was it, Tennessee? He went and shot. Everyone had what was that shoot? Everyone went to.
Oh, the one in Tennessee?
Yeah, so he was probably there. Anyway, the Shooters World powder. I was just looking at it. I thought about Mark, and I have his cigar box on my loading bench still, and I was thinking about him, and boom, he shows up today. And that was last night. I was up late last night reloading. That's funny he shows up today.
Dead zero. That's it.
Yeah, dead zero. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm glad that he told people to boycott Shields because they have the best sales on primers because Tin Man pointed that out. And
Oh yeah.
they're fully stocked with gun stuff. And until that ends, no, there's no problems with Shields.
I sent you that picture, the whole aisle of primers, floor to ceiling, boom. And $49, and they were 10% off, so that made them, $45. That's CCI, Federals, Remingtons, Winchesters. They had them all. They had that new brand out of Arkansas. What is that called? Anyways, but yeah, and just about every kind of powder you can think of. If you can get it in the States, you still can't get a lot of the Alliance stuff, and anything that's nitro based is still going into artillery.
Yeah, and I was texting with Oddball Stuff, and he said, "Man, I wish I could get primers." I said, "Hey, north of you is Shields, and Tin Man says they have a sale right now." And he went up there, and he was a happy camper. He was like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" So thanks, Tin Man. You did Oddball Stuff a huge. 4570 Gov is here. Okay, 4570 Gov is here. Anyway, that's the problem with big channels. They get cut off. Maybe they just said, "Hey," his excuse, I don't buy it. He's making he's making tons of money. I hate the whining. Okay, I'll go on a rant. I hate the big whining channels. His last video,
Who's the
and
guy who's whining?
I'm not sub to the guy, but his last video before that was there's going to be an ammo shortage. So all his minions are out there buying up ammo. All the shelves are full everywhere I go. Not that I buy, ammo anyway, but hollow points. Anyway.
Who's the whiner? Who's the guy that
Guns and Gear.
put this stuff out about Guns and Gear?
Guns and Gear.
Yeah, screw that stuff. I replied and I said, stick to the stuff you shield that you get free that you can shill. Okay, stick to that. Don't worry about them. They're still America until they stop selling ammo and primers at a good price.
Guns and Gear.
And there's two sides to the story. So Shields might have a totally different story on that. Like maybe they weren't getting the percentage off of feeding you money so you can up their stuff, So there you go.
A lot of those sponsorships, they got to do so many videos or so many shorts and reels and all that. And
that's the problem when the channels get too big. All they're doing is, what's in it for me type deal instead of helping other people, which videos should be about.
Right. I quit watching Ultimate Reloader years ago because he was nothing but an equipment whore. Anybody ever seen a bad review out of him or a marginal review out of him? No, everything's wonderful. Send me more.
Who's that? Who's that?
Ultimate Reloader. I'm in the
Oh,
guards.
yeah, that guy's terrible.
He's an engineer and all that, but he's never had a marginal review in his life. Everything's wonderful. Oh, look what so and so sent me. That's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, he did a review on. He did a review on a vibratory tumbler, and he's sitting there talking about how it slices and dices, and it's just wonderful, and it's the best ever, and it's quiet, and it's all this other stuff, and it's you shouldn't spend any money on anything else. This is the one to buy. And it wasn't like 3 weeks later he did a review on a wet tumbler and said it's far beyond anything that is a vibratory tumbler, and he goes into this big thing, and I'm thinking, that's contrary. Okay, you're talking contrary about products now. And you're saying one thing was great, and now you're saying this thing's great, not to buy the other thing that you just said that was great. I mean, how can I trust anything you say?
Right.
Those channels I like to watch. It's just a good channel to watch. That's British muzzleloaders. I know Pat probably watches him. Guy named Rob up there in Canada. I mean, the guy is very informative. He goes into this big research about, the British history behind, like the, certain rifles and all kinds of stuff. And he just digs deep. He really digs deep, and it's a really informative show. And that guy earns his money. As far as I'm concerned, a YouTube channel, that guy really earns his money. He's putting out like almost a mini documentary thing about certain rifles and machine guns and stuff like that. But it's all centered around British and Canada.
Yeah, very funny, Pat. It was the 3 circles. Be a special member to see my special videos. That was the 3 circles about Cookie. And he would have done better if he never showed himself, because his voice, you thought he was a total different person. The old shotgun videos, Fortune Cookie. And I was like, man, this guy reminds me. I had a picture of like the Ramones, one of the guys on the Ramones or something, and then he showed himself, and it's like, what the hell? It was totally different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he got mad because he had to go back to pulling teeth. He's a dentist, so the YouTube cut off his purse strings, so he had to go back to being a dentist.
Well, dentists drive Porsches. At least my dentist did. So what the hell?
Oh, he drove Corvettes. He did a couple of stuff in his garage and had Corvettes in there. So he wasn't a suffering dentist.
No, my best.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you what. I've been over to his house just recently.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't live too far away from me.
Right.
I went over to his house, and he didn't pull. He didn't go out and pull teeth. One thing about him is that he owns dentist offices, and he rents them out to dentists down there in California. He's a businessman. Yeah.
Jag, I love Elvis Ammo. He never had the 3 circles, so there you go. Even though he probably had commercials and all that.
He started treating, Fortune Cookie started treating his channel like a business. He tried to run it like a business, and he found out it just wasn't going to run that way, and that was it, So nothing ventured, nothing tried. I'm not going to judge the guy. Like I said, I've been over to his house. His wife is really nice. I've never met a nicer couple in my life. I mean, there is nothing that they won't do for you when you're over there. I mean, just really, really, really pleasant people to be around. I'll tell you that, Steve.
I liked his
guy.
older.
I can't say.
I liked his older videos. He used to do a lot of shotgun videos. I liked his older videos, but then came the 3 circles and the Patreon and giving me some money, and that's how it turns out. I just like smaller channels that want to help other people. That's it. That's all I care. That's all I watch. So
when I turned them onto those Russian slugs, the Russian slug moles from Silverhawk, oh man, he was dancing out in the parking lot of the shooting range. Man, he never shot slugs that were that accurate. He says he couldn't believe it. He corresponded with me. It was like, wow. And he was shooting those lead slugs for a long time with just using wads, And as soon as he got turned on to those Russian slugs, the whole thing changed. Yeah.
I still got those slugs you sent me, Dave.
and
they're monsters.
4570. Elvis moved to another place and has
Went off the grid. Mhm.
Hasn't done any videos since then. He was on a live chat, thanks to Pat. He was on one of our live chats, and that's when he was moving. He was doing fences and crap. So I guess a lot of them got burned out. So
Yep, people move on.
they just get burned out. It's too much. Yeah. Yeah, Tin Man. I watch a lot of golf videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of miss old Elvis. His videos were kind of funny, the squirrels dropping pine cones on top of his shed, and then the rooster in the background always crowing, and then the airplanes flying over the top of his house. Yeah, I miss his channel.
And you guys know, I have his target. He signed it. It's on my reloading bench.
and the opening of the show was the same every time. Hey YouTube, it's Elvis Ammo.
Cranky is here.
Yeah, who'd be selling memberships and Patreons, Cranky.
Yeah, no, one of my favorite pictures on the wall is Elvis's target from doing long shot in 357. And he signed it, and on the back of the cardboard is a pot for making ingots, a cast pot that he bought. So the cardboard actually has the cast pot on the back, and he put a smiley face on that. It's hilarious. And that's Elvis. Yeah.
Hey,
One thing I like about Elvis,
Yeah.
Elvis always corresponded with me. No matter what I said to that guy, he always wrote back. Always was interested in what I had to say, and he was a good dude. I like Elvis.
This is for Cranky. All right, act now. Don't have future regret. You can buy an Uncle Jim piss rock for $19.95.
Dave, your favorite video, my favorite video of yours was when you were making the bird shot in the antifreeze. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, I ended up with, oh man, I must have made 250 pounds of bird shot. Tell you what, that shot maker works really well. It does. It works really good.
Obviously so. You got 250 pounds. Hadn't made it in years, probably.
I used to like watching the duck fly. Uncle Jim would put the duck on the water thing and bang, the duck could go flying.
Oh, yeah. Shooting the paint bucket. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sent some shot down south to some other guys, and then I went and I sent some shot to Manny CA. He did a whole series just using my shot.
I've got a mech reloader. It's just, I've got 800 shotgun shells. I don't have a need. Especially now that I've inherited all that from my brother-in-law. I've got plenty of shotgun shells.
I got a Mech 650N, and it's automated, and that thing will load 5 shotgun shells in just as fast as you can pull the handle. You can fill up a whole box. You can load a whole box in probably less than 5 minutes. It's really quick. Mech is really good equipment. I'll tell you that right now. It's farm machinery. It's made to last and not break down. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I love my mechs.
I have an old mech, and I've never used it without getting shot all over the bench, all over the floor. Yeah, pressing that bar one way or the other, forgetting to put a wad in and drop.
Well, yeah,
once shot gets up the floor, it splatters, and it goes everywhere. Shot once it hits the floor, that's it. You'll be sweeping it up for 10 years.
Yep. the pesky shot. That's for damn sure. I have it under my desk.
They're little-
every corner. Yeah.
They're teeny tiny little ball bearings, and they just go everywhere.
Yep.
You guys are brutal. Oh, brutal. That's all right. I can take it. I've had worse lately from people. Yeah. You, Elmer Fudd, you don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. That was the last one. Whatever.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd was a great character. Bugs Bunny needed him.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, he was good.
There's another one they've canceled.
Yeah, they banned them all. All the good cartoons are gone.
I hate that rabbit.
Yeah, nobody can laugh at themselves anymore. Nobody can laugh at themselves anymore.
Hey, at the Hershey School, they painted the cigar out of Hershey's portrait.
You know, I got a friend that likes cigars, and I asked him. I said, I have a friend that got the Christmas cigar calendar, and I asked him if he ever got one, and I got to go back on my board and see if he replied. But when you did the Christmas cigar thing, one every day until Christmas, yeah. So I asked him if he ever got one of those because he's heavily into cigars, big time.
Yeah, that was a good purchase. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll reply and maybe he'll get one next year or something and try it out.
Oh, 4570 government, man. I'll tell you what, if you're going to be buying one of those machines, you must shoot an awful lot of traffic skeet. That's the only way I could justify having one of those machines. I know what you're talking about. They're awesome. That's an awesome machine to have, but you pay the money.
I got one of those roll crimpers you put in a drill press, spins around, you bring it down, and it rolls the crimp for a slug.
Yeah, works fine. Works perfect.
Were you talking about the Size Master? My 20 gauge. My 20 gauge is the Size Master. It's got that special bushing thing for sizing the shells on the base.
I bought one of those roll crimp deals for shotguns from Bacon. There's another name that Jim loves.
Oh, that's Jim's buddy. What are you talking about? That's Jim's buddy.
What?
Everybody loves Bacon.
That's right. Oh, they exchange Christmas cards every year.
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
He's living up there by Cranky now, working at a church. It's the last I heard.
He has a
Is
ministry.
the Reloader Network still a thing? Is it still there?
I have no idea.
Huh. He did it for the money. That's a problem. Unless you come out and say, this is a business, this is for money. All right, give me your money.
Oh, he made no beans about making money off Reloader Network.
He did some shifty things. I was one of the earliest members on there. And he did some shifty things where he'd tack on his thing to your videos on there to make money off of. And it's like, wait a minute, what are you tagging? Oh, it was bad. I was gone. Kenny was gone too. Kenny helped him set that up. He's gone. He saw the stuff going on there.
That's just Kenny doing videos anymore? Or he just working in his gun shop?
He'll do a few on his new receivers he's doing every so often, but he's busy as hell. Oh my God.
Still doing all rimfire?
He's doing a lot of rimfire, and he's way beyond what other people are doing. So yeah, it's coming. He's always got the the mine rolling, and then he came out with this, and then once he did a new receiver, no, he had to add this to it to make it better and all this, and yeah, he's swamped.
I would think if you turned your hobby into an actual job that was paying the mortgage and shit, it would no longer be fun.
Enough for him to leave the railroad.
Yeah, but all he has to do is walk out to his building, instead of have to do the railroad. He had calls in the middle of the night to fix, all the electronics in the railroad stations and crap. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, he covered about 800 miles of track.
And then he had the graffiti guy. I love Kenny.
Hey, I got you on camera.
Slowpoke Rodriguez, yeah. JR Cigars, North Carolina. Gunswatter, you ever tried JR Cigars?
I haven't had any, but I have heard of them.
Okay.
I just had a really good cigar from Cigars Daily, the Milestone. The guy was his business is 10 years old now, and so he had a special blend made and put it out, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, my business partner's big into cigars, and he'll go, "Yeah, this one's rated a 94 or whatever it is," and he gets those catalogs, and anything in the 90s that gets put on sale, he'll buy.
Yeah, that the rating stuff, it doesn't always work out, and I'll tell you what, anything over a $25 cigar is more than likely going to disappoint you.
Oh, he doesn't pay that.
Wow. $25 for one smoke. Holy
Oh, Jim, I've seen them for 75 and 100.
Well, I'm allergic to cedar, so no cigars from me, because they pack that cigar tobacco in cedar barrels. Not for me. I love cigars. I can't smoke them because my mouth just instantly.
Yeah. Hey, if you're allergic to something, you can't fuck around with that.
No.
So I'm glad I don't have a peanut allergy. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Peanuts or cashews. I love cashews.
Yeah. That's something when I was younger, my dad always liked the cashews, and I didn't. And I got older, and my taste changed, I guess, as I really like the cashews.
I think Brazilian nuts are probably my favorite, but I like all.
I'm not going to say what they called them when I was a kid.
Yeah, people are going to twist this the wrong way, but I like all nuts. Okay, but people are going to twist that the wrong way.
I like the macadamias.
Yeah.
That nuts are us or something. You can get nuts online, and the first order of Mackies I got from them were perfect. After that, 2 more orders, there was stale ones in there. They were actually like rancid.
Yeah, macadamia nuts can go rancid because of the oil. Yeah.
Where you get nuts online?
Remember the little jujubes? Remember the little jujubes? Remember what they used to call the little jujubes? The little chocolate little babies? Remember that? Jujubes?
Yeah, they had a racist name for that. My grandmother.
Yeah, my mom used to call them that. Yeah.
My little Hispanic grocery store here in town will roast those papitos. You'll walk in, you're just like, oh, God, it smells good in here. He does them on a flat top.
I'll be right back. I'm going to give my mother a hand.
And I got Ooh, he's gone.
Better watch out, hobbies. Watch out, hobbies up there in Canada. They've got that racist police, man. They'll hunt you down, knock on your door, and take you away in handcuffs.
That's right.
So watch out.
Pat, has work settled down for you?
Well, billing is settled down. Bastards are a month and a half late on some work I've done. And of course, you know, the customer won't call you if they know they're hanging you out to dry and, 2 months back billing. So things are a little slow, but I've got some fun stuff coming up. I've got to set up a warehouse with workstations for barcoding, and that'll be fun. But last week or so, it's been kind of slow. Nothing cooking, nothing in the backlog, and the Chinese screwed me over on. I want to do a little project on AI, and yeah, my board got stolen in Compton, so I got to order another board.
Any word on memory chip? Or they just,
Oh yeah, the whole AI bubble is in the middle of bursting right now. So if you're thinking about doing your PC upgrade for your company kind of thing, Intel has finally come up with a good chip, and the bubble's bursting on the memory and storage. So I'd say in about 2-3 months, it'll be a good time to get a PC for work.
I just saw a video on that on one of these channels that follows China, and there's a lot of Chinese people that put a lot of money, everything they had, into memory chips, and they just lost it.
Well, yeah, it just the market just turned. So what happened is, what do you call it? OpenAI is run a little tight on money, and they had reserved 4 years of production on RAM chips out of anybody they could get a hold of, but those weren't firm orders with a deposit. So yeah, the memory prices are going to drop. And
what I don't understand about hoarding memory chip. I'm into computers since '92, and I've seen what happened to all that technology and the memory, and it doesn't get more valuable as time goes on. It turns into fucking landfill trash.
supply and demand on that. They were buying all the supply. And Samsung said, you can buy everything we make.
So what I would do is I buy workstations instead of regular PCs. So the server RAM in the lower capacity, because the servers are limited to slots. They've only got a lot of slots, but that's it. That's all they got. So when they do a memory upgrade, because it makes sense for the rental they're paying for them at the data centers, all the older lower capacity memory goes cheap. I mean, good stuff too. You can't fit it in a regular PC. So, like for instance, I've got 500 gigs of memory in the PC on my desk because it was cheap. And what the hell? But that's not the case right now. If I would have gotten online and sold what I got, maybe run with 16 because I could have made a good bunch of money because the surplus stuff got expensive in a hurry, even the old stuff. But no, the bubble's bursting right now. Too late.
And aren't we making chips here? We're going to set up factories, right?
What's that?
Aren't they going to set up factories here for chips? That was one of
Oh, they already have, and that's the other big news. So Intel's got what they call Process 18, I think they call it. Those are two factories here, one in Arizona and one in Florida, I think. And they're ramping up now. And Intel, for the first time in a decade, has got a winner chip and a winner process. So then we're finally going to have competition between them and AMD, and that's going to drive prices lower. So I'd say in 2-3 months, yeah, things are going to be nice.
Cool. All right.
And once they go to quantum computing, all that memory isn't going to be useful, will it?
Okay, so the thing with quantum computing is it's a fairy tale with lots of money. So we'll never see quantum computing. The NSA might see quantum computing because it's worth it. But the rest of us, no, we won't see quantum computing. And this AI crap is there's another myth. It's kind of neat to work with and it's kind of nice, but it's not worth the billions they're dumping into it right now.
No, they'll never get the return on investment.
Yeah.
Because the market cap's on them way too high. You know, it's going to take them, let's say, Chat GPT, or what is that one?
Yeah, OpenAI.
OpenAI. You know, their return on investment is like 46 years right now with their market cap. So, you know, they have to be in business 46 years to be able to pay for what people say they're worth right now. There's that much speculation in them. So, you know, they don't have the revenue to back it up. So with the house of cards, if they tumble, they're going to tumble hard.
What's the AI that comes up with a Google search? Meta?
No, that's Google's. It's
Totality?
sorry. It begins with a C, I think, but I don't run Google Chrome or Windows, so I don't remember. But that has got to be the most censored, stupidest AI out there.
I had to tell it 3 times to stop jerking me off. I don't need the ego stroke. Just give me the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Why? That's an insightful thing that you came up with. Like, holy shit! Shut that stuff down.
Yeah, well, that's what I like about Grok. If you tell Grok in your question just the facts, it will just give you the facts. None of this, be careful you don't burn yourself crap or whatever. There's on most of the AIs, there's like you get your one sentence answer, and then there's 2 pages of legalese.
It's so good.
Yeah. Don't slip on a banana peel. Crap.
Okay, good night, Dave. Take care.
Good day.
I had this thing tell me that it couldn't go to another search engine or AI and ask it for the information I was asking for. I wanted it, give me a chart, show me a map of the United States, and show me whatever. And it's basically come down to saying, well, I'm not physical, so I can't press the send button, But then I'm watching something else, and it's talking about AI being in chat rooms. Well, you got to press send for the chat. So,
Okay. They've got that now. There's something called OpenClaw, and that's where you hook your AI up to be able to get stuff done, to hit the enter button, but it's dangerous as hell. So I don't trust it at all already. I mean, the AI run is already behind 3 virtual machines, and it has no internet access, because you don't know what the thing's going to do behind your back once you give it access to the internet. And it's not so much about innocuous things like checking the weather for you or that sort. What's bad is recording every conversation you've had and reporting to the mothership that I don't trust. So that's why I wanted to run AI locally faster than I do now, because I wouldn't do anything cagey or marketable on a public AI, because they're desperate for money, and they'll there's ways to monetize this stuff that we haven't even guessed yet.
Yeah, I believe that. And I believe AI is friggin' evil too.
I use it
It's
for
a,
research.
it has an agenda.
I use it for research. That's about it.
Yeah. Same here. And you know, I'm still feeling it out. But every real project I've tried, it's not reliable enough to well, if it ends up in court or on a contract, you're asking for trouble because it will bullshit you.
Like that one lawyer that used AI for her argument in the state Supreme Court, and they're like, "You cited 5 cases that don't exist."
Yeah.
They just busted her out.
I was trying to set one up to do insurance policies, and no, that's $1 billion mistake. Oh, is that Dave or me?
That's Dave somehow. Jim, you want to put the mute button on that?
Me? What did I do?
No, on Dave. Sound like he's doing his fingernails in front of the microphone.
So
Well, somebody, Dave removed himself, I guess.
No.
Or it expired.
So I was doing AI training on generic insurance policies because it's kind of like I don't know what the one the lawyers have, the I forget the name of it, but there's templates that you can do for insurance
E&O.
policies.
Errors and omissions, E&O.
Yeah. So, but no, once you throw an AI into the mix, you're asking for trouble because it will lie and bullshit all day long.
Well, I've had ChatGPT tell me wrong. In fact, I was doing some research the other day on a competitor, and I know they're not licensed properly in Arkansas, and it spouts off, yeah, you can do any contracting job up to $50,000 in Arkansas. No, you can't. It's $2,000. That's been that way since 2001. So, yeah.
Oh, they get awfully
They get
apologetic.
it all the time.
That's out because I was showing Jim when we were talking about making au gratin potatoes, and I got the ration about it's already 7.
You can buy them frozen.
You should see the look I'm getting right now. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Tinman complimented you. Said you were feisty. I like her.
Ask her if she'd like to wake up at 11:30 at night when she goes to sleep to smell her husband making a stew and have her restaurant, her bedroom smell like a restaurant when she wakes up in the morning.
Sounds like a little slice of heaven.
I would
Yeah.
love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
That
would
sounds
love
good to me. You weight a man's heart's to his stomach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had my first cheesesteak in quite a few months tonight. How that was good.
Well, gentlemen, I am going to go crawl into bed myself. And I hope it smells like a restaurant when I get up in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
It could smell like somebody's gas if I'm not careful. So.
All right.
All right,
have a
well,
good
you
one.
guys, I will actually be home next weekend, so I might make 2 in a row.
Nice.
All righty, we'll see you guys.
We'll see you.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, good night, Ozark. Take care.
Good night.
I think we should wind it up anyway. I'm starving.
All righty.
I'm gonna go make au gratin potatoes so the kitchen smells like a restaurant.
You bastard.
Yeah, 'cause you got nothing else to do, right?
Oh. I think you're underappreciated there, Pat. I think you're underappreciated.
I think you're right, Jim.
Some of us have to wake up in the morning to go to work and pay the rent.
Yeah, but you can't not fight the smell of food.
Why don't you ask them who pays their rent? How about that?
Tell her we
Day and
don't
night.
have rent. Oh. No, don't set her up, Pat. Don't set her up.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone in the side chat, love y'all. Everyone that came on tonight, love y'all. And it was a great, super short chat. So, love you in the side chat. Until next time, you guys ready? That's who?